You guys can't figure out how to get that thing off of there. Hey.
Hello.
You guys want to come in? Anti-animal use is now live. Also, there was a picture we took and I was totally in the way. I should have squatted like this.
Everybody's got to get in.
Oh, yeah. There you are. There you are.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Yes. So it's Anna.
Elvin. Cooper.
And Rebecca, you know me.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're here in the market, the Portland University. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. PSU Farmers Market, and we're just going to ask Portlanders about fairness and see if they're actually living in alignment with their principles for the animals' sake. We're here for the animals. So, does anybody want to add anything?
No, I don't think so.
Hoping for some good conversations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ready to get into it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Anna's going first, and
Yes.
then we're gonna get our brains ready to go next.
Yes. I think my brain's ready. All right, and then we'll keep this here. You guys can all see if the microphone needs to be muted or not. Yep, you're muted. Cool. All right. So our sign today says fair or not fair. We're talking about that dynamic between the powerful and the powerless. All right, let's see if we can get some people to answer some questions. Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, we need to tell people live. Also, there's folders and flow charts here if you ever want to flip through them. Hey, Chase. Wise and Vegan, I see y'all. Make sure that we're getting more of the market.
Oh, those resources, yeah.
Let's see if I can say it like this. Oh, you can even scooch in a little bit more like so.
Yeah.
There, how's like that?
I might use this today too.
There we go.
It's got some pictures.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna be like, pull up, make it. I need to wash my eyes out. Oh, when I go.
Do you want to answer a few questions? No, okay, no worries.
This one, I really, because I can share the
Hey, do you want to answer a few questions?
But yeah, no, I was thinking about this.
No? Five, okay, no worries. Hey. Good morning.
Yes. But anyways, my guys here. Yeah. Well, and it's hard because it's like we kind of keep our composure and like talk about this stuff. And I think all of us are just really sensitive. For me, I've been
Hey. You guys want to answer a few questions? Hi. You guys want to answer a few questions?
No, right now.
All right, no worries, no worries.
I know. I love the colors. Yeah. Yeah. I know, I like that too.
Do you guys want to answer a few questions?
And he's like, teaching it differently.
How's everyone doing? Time to wake up some people, indeed. Make sure you like and share. Subscribe if you haven't. We haven't done it this early, so it may take a minute for people to come in, but if you start tapping the screen, it'll at least start sharing the algorithm a little.
I'm going to
Make
try
it
and
reach.
funnel some your way.
Oh, okay, that works. That's a good idea.
If you need it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Otherwise, I'll have my own conversations on here.
Yeah, that works too. Hey. Hey, you want to answer a few questions? We're live on YouTube? All right, no worries. Yeah, it is.
Try those.
The back is really
Hey, you want to answer a few questions?
Not right now, sorry.
No worries.
I just got
Hey, do you guys want to answer a few questions?
sorry.
Hey.
But at least it's just a console, so I don't have to not worry about actually trying.
It's a little slow startings. Daniel Broccoli, good to see you. Lambretta.
They've just been telling me that I can.
That's right, we will see who has integrity and heart. I honestly feel like Portland is full of animal lovers. Most people just are really unaware, or they think that they have no power, which only aids those that benefit from your silence. So. Hey, do you want to answer a few questions? Hey, do you want to answer a few questions? All right.
So, if you,
Hey.
we are this portion of the
Hey. Hi. Hey, you're back. Wonderful. So we are live on YouTube. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right. Let me get my sign set up there. Okay. I just want to make sure that you're in frame. I'll have you step forward a little bit for me. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to turn this a little. I didn't realize. All right, that way you can take a half step back if you want. I just don't want you to feel like I'm in your face.
Okay.
Actually, I'll have you there. I'm so sorry. I had to move the camera.
That's okay.
I appreciate you being patient with me. I do want to preface, this can be kind of a touchy subject. So if you feel uncomfortable, please feel comfortable to step away. Like, I genuinely am not trying to pick a fight or any stress hormones or whatever. I'm sorry, my words. Anyway, so we're just asking people about the powerful versus the powerless. Before I get started, I'm sorry. I just want to jump right into it. I got nervous. My name's Anna. Remind me your name one more time.
Catherine.
Catherine. Thank you for coming to talk with me. I appreciate it. So the powerful versus the powerless. Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress or exploit the powerless?
Absolutely not.
I agree. And bear with me, they're going to seem kind of obvious.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have a laugh at how obvious they are. What if the oppressor is really strong? Really muscular?
I'm sorry, what, pardon?
I'm sorry. What if the oppressor is really strong, has a lot of muscle?
I mean, kindness always wins. I mean, just because you have a lot of power. In fact, I think if you have a lot of power, you have more responsibility to be kind.
I agree. Yeah. What if the oppressor has really high IQ?
Same answer.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. So this is the part that kind of feels like the trip you up kind of thing, but I'm genuinely just trying to shift your paradigm.
Sure.
What if the powerful had a different DNA? Does that grant them the right to then oppress others that are maybe more vulnerable?
No, I mean, we need to, no matter what, those of us that can, have even a bigger responsibility to care for those who can't.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. So this it makes me want to ask you though, what do you think about the animals that we send to like slaughter, or we use for entertainment, or we use for their skin or their fur? Would you agree that we're oppressing and exploiting them?
Probably. I mean, I'm a meat eater, and I am a goat farmer.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about. You mentioned that.
And we milk our goats, but I think we also have a responsibility to take extra. I mean, like, they're all our babies, you know, and we don't ever, like, we give them a year off between breeding. We're not just like a breeding factory, and we bring them in our house and, you know, things like that. But I think that...
so you feel like you've like bonded with them.
Yeah, and I think that... I mean, I don't think wearing fur to wear fur is a great thing. I wouldn't do it. I am not opposed to hunting if you need the meat, but I don't believe also in just going out for sport just because it's fun to do it.
Yeah, I hear you're saying like doing these things out of necessity is understandable, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess what is it then when it comes to the animals? Is there something that we do need from them? Is there something that they provide us that's unique that we can't get from other sources, for example?
I think, especially in the poor community, in urban communities, there isn't necessarily the access to high protein foods that is readily available. So I think meat and eggs and milk provides that for them. I myself, I do eat meat, but I also, it's not every day. I don't think it's, and I don't wear fur and, you know, I don't wear leather.
You recognize the injustice in that. But you're taking something from someone when you didn't need it was unfair when it comes to fur, right? Yeah, I relate with that. So that's, I guess what I do is I feel the same way about fur because, you know, as we just said, it's someone who's sentient, someone who cares about what's happening to them. And I look at the animals that we use for other purposes, like for food, and I wonder, you know, is this fair to them? Because if it's not a necessity, we're forcing someone into existence and we're putting our purpose on them. Does that sound fair to them, for them?
Yeah, I mean...
I do appreciate you engaging on this.
I think it's a really complex issue. You know, I mean, because if you take this even further, is it fair to the plants that we harvest?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question.
Yeah, so, I mean, we need things to exist. I think it's all about being responsible and ethical. I
agree. When it comes to plants, where my mind goes is actually goes in two directions. One is, I mean, if plants are sentient, that means that we should care about their welfare. And if we do care about plant welfare, I've looked into the studies that have looked at our farmland use, and it appears that we actually grow more plants to raise the animals, and it's kind of based off of, not to, like, have you heard of the food chain? So the food chain demonstrates just the movement of energy within an ecosystem. It's like a zoom in of a web. So every time you take a step up on that chain, you're actually losing 90% of the energy that goes into them.
Yes.
Yeah. So just that alone shows us that if we care about plant welfare, we have to breed more of these sentient plants, right?
Yes.
Into existence to then suffer being fed to someone.
Yes.
If we actually had a vegan world, we would reduce how many plants we grow greatly. It would be like the land equivalency of America and Brazil combined. And they found that we could still feed over our current population. We could feed up to 10 billion people.
Yeah.
So that's my feelings about the plant sentience. The other direction my mind goes in is just that, I mean, again, I already just said it. Most of the plants that most of the plants we grow are fed to animals. So it sounds intuitive, but if we actually turn towards more of a plant-based lifestyle, we reduce how much resources we use, essentially.
That's right. But I also think, again, being a farmer, it's imperative that we nurture the land that we farm.
Absolutely.
You know, so when I grow plants, you know, it's like I need to care for the earth. And I'm really fortunate. I mean, we have tons of compost that we can use from the farm and that we can feed the earth. But then you can't just grow one crop over and over again. You need to nurture the biome of the earth.
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard that, like, we're losing nutrition in our soil.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And poor irrigation and massive crops harvesting with big, you know, these huge mega farms.
Yeah.
It's, you know, we're ruining the earth, and you can feel it almost weeping, you know.
Yeah.
So as a farmer, I feel I have a duty to care for the earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a way to care for the earth? Because I 100% agree, to do it without using someone who wanted to live and be free. If that makes sense. Is there a way to heal the earth and feed the earth without using animals?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, I mean, there's a style of, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
My nose does that all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm
I know.
so sorry.
I mean, I have tons of tissues.
I was going to say,
in my
I have
pocket.
one, I think, in here. It's just my my gloves are in the way. There we go. Anyway, so there are actually techniques called veganic gardening, which there are...
What is it called?
Veganic gardening. So it's just a style, it's an organic way of taking care of the soil without using inputs like manure or blood meal or bone meal or butter meal. And there's also green manures that you can make that enrich the soil in a certain kind of mineral that you're looking for. So with that being said, do you think that there's anything that justifies using animals as resources if we have all these alternatives?
I mean, I think, like, because I have about 60 chickens and I have 16 goats, and their manure makes great compost, you know, and so does their bedding and the straw and things like that. And so, again, I think it all comes down to being responsible. We don't eat our chickens, we don't eat our goats. We do use the goat milk. I love goat milk. But it's about being responsible.
Yeah, well,
and
so
ethical.
Could I ask you some questions about the goats and the chickens?
Yeah.
So, and let me know if I'm going too far.
Sure.
So I'm just curious, the goats, she has to be pregnant in order to produce milk, right? So is it that she chooses her mate, or do you guys choose who and when she mates?
Oh my gosh. So we had, we used a little buckling from last year's babies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they do the choosing.
Okay.
It's like when they go into heat, it's like, come on, baby, come on, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
The only time it was like if one of our goats was related to him, then we made sure and had a little apron on him. So we moved him with his sister or you know, somebody who's close with away.
You don't want someone to be harmed in the...
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
event,
So
yeah.
you know, no, they do all the choosing, and we have 2 roosters, and they just, you know, it's like, oh, okay, and they do, you know, but our chickens are all free range and they're all over the farm, and so yeah.
The goats, what happens when their milk production declines? Oh, it starts to
we
produce teeth.
retire them.
Yeah.
So we have 3 retired does. So we stop breeding. We breed them like every other year. And we only breed them till they're like 6 or 7. Some people breed them through their life, like because they live to 12, 15 years old. We don't do that. They're just pets. They just hang out. They get to eat the grass and roam and cuddle with us.
What happens to because I keep hearing that she's just retired, but what happens to the boys? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
So we sell them. Well, one boy, it was our first boy, is my son's baby, so he just stays out. But we banned him. So rather than castrating, because banding is not great and it feels terrible to do, but we give them medicine and pain relief, and we band them, and then after a day it doesn't hurt, their balls are dead and they fall off.
Yeah.
So sometimes parents, the people who adopt them, want them banded, and some don't. Some want to use them as studs, and so it depends on who. And we're very careful about who we sell them to. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, because you care about them.
Yeah.
You said earlier you were bonding with them.
Oh my God, the time they're born, yeah.
Yeah. So then I also want to know about the chickens. Do you buy the chickens and bring them in, or do they just mate on their own on your farm?
Because we use the eggs so much, we sell the eggs, we don't ever let them hatch, so we usually buy the chickens, we buy the chicks and then raise them.
Okay. So do you know what happens to the males in the hatcheries? Yeah. Okay. So do you know like how supply and demand works? Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Okay. So obviously you have a vendor. What am I asking for? So yeah, when you put in that demand, right, they're going to demand that more of those individuals be born into existence. Mm-hmm. Just evolutionarily speaking, for every male, there's going to be a female. Which is why I was asking about your male goats. Often males are seen as a waste, specifically like in dairy and eggs. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you know that most often they're just killed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, but even if they're not culled or killed, the issue that I'm having personally is that I wouldn't want to ever trade places, even with a goat on. It sounds like a lovely farm. In that, because I care about what's happening to me, and if I suddenly, right now as I am, lost all my sapience, right? I'm not able to think about complex things or thoughts. I still would want to be respected, and I can't find a morally relevant difference between me and a goat that would morally justify someone doing what we do to goats, or what putting them in a situation where they do have to get pregnant so that we can use their milk. I wouldn't want to be put in that position. So then that brings me to ask, what do you see? What is the morally relevant difference for you that does justify doing this to goats, but not to, say, a human that loses their sapience?
Sure. When I was young and fertile, I wanted to get laid all the time.
Yeah.
And so when our goats are young and fertile, they want to get laid and go for it. That's great. So I don't feel there's a difference.
Okay. Well, so I guess what I'm saying is, and bear with me, this is going to sound like a grotesque hypothetical, but imagine I wanted to farm humans, and so I did this with female women. Would it be considered humane, even if I took really good care of them? I gave them room and board, and I fed them, I even let them leave my property. Would it be moral for me then to put them in situations where I know they have urges, but I'm going to benefit from them, from their actions? Would it be moral for me to do that to humans?
It's done.
Yeah.
It's
I
done.
Agree.
Like especially in China, with the, what was it? One. No, it was.
Oh yeah. When they were limiting their children.
Yeah, and so there was. And do I think it's right? No. So then the question is, why do I think it's okay for us and not humans? It's a good question.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't
have
have
we don't
a problem.
normally think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually just why we're out here. We're just talking to people about how there really is no morally relevant difference, just because animals and us, we're finding that they're sentient, which sentience just means having an emotional, subjective experience, right? You're having your own emotions.
Right.
And if we care about what happens to us, regardless of like our intelligence or our abilities, which is why we're looking at the poster: strength, intelligence, right, DNA. if those things don't really matter, then what we're doing to animals really is not fair. And I believe that Portland is full of people that do believe in fairness because they want to be treated fairly. And so I want to ask, or I'm asking people to maybe look at their choices and maybe align their choices more with their own principles, because there's someone at stake, right? There's someone losing everything. So is there anything, I know you work on this farm, but let's say as far as your personal choices, would there be anything stopping you from living or leaving this conversation vegan, or at least maybe even looking into some resources?
I think I'm pretty well. I mean, nothing you have said to me is new. I have done a lot of reading and research and on these issues, and so no, I don't. I think it's about conscious thought, and it's about it's like the deer and the squirrel and the rabbits that come. We don't. The only thing I do I do set traps out for rats.
I do understand self-defense. That's understandable.
But, we don't put up fencing. Like if the deer, they jump the fence, they come into the yard, they eat our apples. That's fine. I'm not going to do anything to stop them. I feel a responsibility to take care of them. The rabbits burrow in our gardens, and that's fine. We let them be. So I think I am pretty solid on my choices and feel okay about where I've come to in this.
I guess what I'm not judging for any past, or I understand, like you said, you own a goat farm, but more what I'm asking is like, what would justify you in your actions for you breeding more individuals into existence? Because it is a season that you are setting the situation right for them to mate versus other times of the year, or if they're around the inappropriate female, right, you do intervene.
That's right.
Yeah, so what is it in your mind that still makes it okay to keep bringing more individuals into existence just to be used? Just to put it bluntly, I guess.
Yeah. So you're asking what justification I have?
Yeah, so let's say next breeding season comes up. What morally justifies allowing them to come together so that you can benefit off of more babies? Like they could get their pleasure right with like birth control. You could prevent them from getting pregnant. They could still fulfill their urges. What's preventing them from procreating?
I think it's all about giving hormones to a goat is, to stop them from going into heat or from aborting their fetus if it's an inappropriate pregnancy is pretty dang harmful to them.
Oh.
So I don't, I don't have I feel okay with, I think that I just do it ethically. I treat them well, and, like we don't breed them. They have to be a certain age. After a certain age, we stop. So I feel pretty solid on that.
Okay. Could I ask you a couple last questions and I'll let you go?
Yeah, and I
you've
do
been
need
here
to go.
a minute.
I need
exactly.
to go back
I'm so
to my
sorry.
booth.
So I just want to ask, if you were the goat, what would you want your caretaker to do? To continue to use you so that you produce babies in your milk, or to maybe just let you enjoy being around those that are around you and live out your life unused?
I mean, if I were a goat, I would want to be on my farm.
Yeah, compared to like a factory farm, for sure.
Yeah, and I don't have any issue with it. I would do it exactly
Could I
the
give
same.
you a card?
Yeah.
Just so, that way you have like a resource, you can find me. If you ever do want to reach out to me, this is our group. And then the colorful side just takes you to my resources. If you don't want to scan it, I understand, because there can be scams out there. I'm just asking people to watch Dominion. You can at least learn about other animal products that you use and understand what the standard practices are, at least. And that's just for informed consumers, because, as you know, markets can advertise to mislead us. So.
Very important.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come talk to me.
Thanks for doing this, because I think there needs to be a lot of thoughtful conversation on this issue.
Yeah. Well, I just challenge you, though, consider if someone was doing this with humans, or maybe dogs, if that's less extreme in your mind, would this still be fair to do to someone that's not consenting, essentially? And what would you want if you were in that situation? I just want you to hold that in mind. I mean,
Yeah,
if you want to answer, I don't mind, but I don't want to
will.
hold you either.
I mean, as opposed to just running free and fighting for your survival and, you know, being exposed to the elements, I mean, I would want to be that dog that's in or a goat or...
Well,
So-
could I make an analogy? And I'm not saying these are the same things, but another example where a sentient being was being utilized for another group would be like human slavery, right? There was a sentient being,
Yes.
they had their own purpose, and that was being ignored. And the people that were enslaving thought that it was morally right that they provided them a safe
Yes.
shelter.
Yes.
And there were some, you could say, were humane, I don't know the right word,
Yeah, I get it.
slave owner, right? They gave them an allowance. Those people could leave the property and own their own things and then come back, but they were still slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Was that fair then for the slave owner to have, you know, the rights over someone else just because he provided such high welfare?
Yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy because I don't think that is fair on humans, and yet I do feel okay
Yeah.
about that with my farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just want you to hold that in your mind. And
Great.
if you ever have any other questions, you're welcome to come and ask
All
us.
right.
You sound like you're very sweet and kind. I really appreciate you stepping
right.
up.
Thank
so,
you.
Yeah, you have a good day. Enjoy the market. All right, guys. I'm trying to hold people accountable, and I'm trying to not pick fights. Since she's making money off the goats right now, I don't know if I could really change that much. But yeah, it's not about what.
Not too open-minded.
Oh, well, she's a goat farmer. She actually has a stand here where they sell goat milk, and she has chickens, and they sell their eggs. And she is one of those rare farmers that lets the animals retire on her property, like live out their lives. She doesn't take them. But we talked about, well, the systematic perception of animals, you know, viewing them as objects results in them being mistreated elsewhere, and that, you know, how would you feel if you were the victim? And she did agree that there is this contradiction, but we didn't get anywhere past that. She didn't feel like she was going to change, and I was like, well, I'm not going to pick a fight with you, so I'm going to let you go, but just remember, you are contradicting yourself
Were you
there.
able to get to like the other parts of non-veganism, like eating up animals, or was it more just about like the goats?
It was about the goats and the chickens, and honestly animals in general, because I was saying, like, if you were the animal, what would you want your oppressor to do? And she's like, I'd want to be a goat on my farm. But yeah, no, I was like, well, would you? Because, and that's when I went into slavery, that there were nice slave owners that
That's why I saw somebody in the chat said, Harriet Tubman was a free black man and he stayed on the plantation.
What?
That doesn't. He was still a slave. Like,
What?
still had no human rights.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's what I said. There were some people that were allowed to leave the property and even own things themselves. You know, they were given an allowance, and it's like, but you're your own being. You shouldn't have to submit to someone like that. So, but I think that she did think on it, and she did, like I said, she pointed out her own contradiction, and she was saying, like, yeah, I do have a conflicting thought there, and she wouldn't want it done to herself. So I think that itself was a step, but I'm trying to, it's like learning stick. You know, you're hitting on the gas and you're hitting on the clutch, and you don't want
Right. And it's like each time it's a little different because you don't know what's going to trigger somebody or get them to feel really defensive.
Exactly.
And you want to kind of pull them back and say, wait a minute, don't be defensive. I'm not your enemy.
Yep. I have a bad habit of meeting people at their energy level too. So if they already are snippy, often I'm like, all right, let's be snippy. But I want to be better than that. Yeah, exactly. I can match you, or I can just be better than I was yesterday. How's the chat going? Please, if you're in here, please like and share the live so we can get more people in here. Who's unaliving babies? You are if you're using animals.
Trying to call you in? No calling you in.
If you're worried about animals that pass away in plant food production, then you shouldn't use animals because they consume more plants. So we're actually we're increasing the plants we grow to use animals. We are in Portland, Oregon. This is the PSU Farmers Market. We're here talking to Portlanders about what is fair and if they think they are a fair person or not. And I think that we have a good swath of people here to choose from. Portlanders are pretty good about thinking outside of themselves usually. I just think that we've been kind of fed a propaganda since we were born, because the science shows us that we don't need to use animals, that we can thrive without using them. And in fact, we're holding ourselves back in many senses by doing this to others. And honestly, if animals don't have rights, we're saying that we don't have rights, because we're saying it's okay to judge someone by an arbitrary trait and use that against them, and in fact oppress them, violate them, dominate them, and that is not fair. So did you guys want to hop out there?
I might.
Yeah?
I would like to.
You want someone to hold a sign for you?
Yes, please. That would be great.
Do you want to hold a sign, or do you want to? What do you want
I'll
to do?
hold my sign.
I don't want to pressure you. It's whatever you want to do.
I can do it. Which one do you
Is
do? You do
okay?
fair or unfair?
Yes.
Like that?
I like that one.
Or
Okay.
if you guys want to stand so you're in frame.
Yeah. Wait. Went the wrong way. There we go.
Yep. So
Oh, wait.
I'll stand like right here, because I want to give them as much room so they don't feel like.
That's true.
And then,
Hello.
Cooper, if you want, when they do come in, you can stand on the other side of them. So that way, if you want to remain in frame, it's up to you.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Have time for a conversation? No worries. Hello.
Okay, so people are talking to you. Are you recording here?
We're live on YouTube, if that's okay.
Okay, no worries. What's up?
Okay, perfect. I'm Elvin. It's nice to meet you.
My
What's
name's
your name?
Doug. Good to meet you, Elvin.
Good to meet you. Would you say we should respect animals?
Is this where you were trying to get me to sign the petition to...
No petition.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yes.
Yes, we should respect animals. Can we respect animals if we are exploiting them? Do you believe that we can?
Can we just cut to the chase and you tell me what we're leading to?
I mean, sure. Yeah. I was gonna lead in asking about the animals that we exploit for the food and entertainment or just pleasure, and like how can we respect them if we're exploiting them at the same time?
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's see. So just like, for example, I just came back from, I just came back from the Campfire Farms booth where I was purchasing a pastured rooster basically for making into bone broth. And so, at least for me, the way that I choose to respect the animals is instead of purchasing them from an industrial farm, I buy them from a place where they can be out in a pasture and they're not just raised on a feedlot.
Do you feel like? I feel like that's still because you're still using them for something. Like you see, like they're still you're still applying the label of a product on them.
You are still harvesting the animal. That's correct.
Well, it's like it's a somebody. Do you feel like chickens and animals they should have the same rights as us? Like,
Well,
do you feel like
I
it's
think
moral
they-
to use them for that?
I don't know that I necessarily say that. I think they should be harvested humanely.
Would you feel the same way about like humans being harvested humanely?
I think that's different because I think it's a little different because you have self-awareness with humans, whereas animals don't have self-awareness.
Well, animals do have sentience.
Sentience, yes, but not self-awareness.
Well, they're aware of like that they have a life, that they're feeling things.
Yeah, but so do plants. I mean,
Well, but plants don't have a central nervous system. So like a plant can't make the choice to move its leaf to cover its face or something, but an animal may do so, or a human does.
Plants generate lectins, which lectins are one of the primary reasons that a lot of animals develop allergies, aversions, and things like that. The point is, plants have defense mechanisms as well. If you're concerned about life, you're concerned about life.
Well, even if we do say that plants have life, and we are concerned about plant life too, we're feeding plants to all the animals that we're then growing or using.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, so ethics just depends on where you draw the line.
Well, so I'm saying you would be reducing harm by not using animal agriculture.
No, I would say no, no argument there. It would be reducing harm. I think that the question just becomes, where do you want to draw the line? I think it's very easy to be moralistic about it and to say, X is right, Y is wrong, but it requires more mental energy than most people are willing to commit to understand that, right, there's a line in a continuum, and it's a lot easier to say, you're wrong, I don't like you, than to understand the continuum.
Well, my thing is, I'm never going to be here to say, like, you're wrong, I don't like you. It's always to point out, like, I feel like there's a difference.
You're just trying to back me into a corner.
No,
so.
I'm saying I think there's a difference, because I feel like you don't feel bad for the carrots you cut,
Nope.
but if you may feel bad for the animals that whose lives you're taking to or using throughout your life. Like I wasn't vegan forever.
Yeah.
I did use animals like quite a majority of my life.
Sure.
I just realized that there's a conflicting idea with my morals there, because I was using animals, but I also felt like I respected them, and I wanted to care for them and live as I was doing so. But I realized that I can't do that if I see them as product, or if I see them as a benefit.
Now let
to
me
them.
ask you a question.
All right.
Okay, put yourself in the chicken's perspective. Okay, so if the chicken is not harvested for food, many, many, many chickens just won't be born. Period. Is it better to be born, live, and harvested for food, or for the chicken to never live at all?
If we're breeding them into existence, like to do this, then I would say it's better to have them not exist at all, because their existence is only it's just pain. They're bred to produce as many eggs as they're producing.
Well,
they're bred to.
Well, I don't know. So like, I just bought a stew rooster who was basically at the end of his life, and then because stew hens, stew roosters, what they do is they live their lives, and then they are harvested basically for stew meat afterwards. And so, but he spent his whole life going around a pasture and banging chickens. I mean, that's a pretty damn good life.
I mean, maybe from your perspective, but it's like, at the end of his life, if you're just using him and you're just going to end his life,
well, that's also your
and cut him up, it's like, would you? I think you wouldn't do the same for a dog, or you wouldn't feel the same for maybe a pet that you've had.
I mean, people anthropomorphize pets. It's harder to anthropomorphize a chicken. I get that.
And why is that so?
Just because cats and I think cats and dogs are more responsive to humans, so it's easier to project human qualities onto the animal.
Would you say that maybe your lack of experience with chickens has led you to maybe see that as a fact?
Nope. I previously had chickens. Keeping those damn things alive was really hard to do.
Did you ever notice that like they all had like different personalities?
Kind of, but in the end, they're birds. I mean, they're chickens. Have you worked with chickens before?
I have.
Okay, cool. And so yeah, I mean, they are again, they're living beings, but they are not clever animals. They would get on the other side of the fence and they could figure out how to get over the fence, but couldn't figure out how to get them back. So I had to go around and fleece them up and then take them back and then get them back into the pen. So
I kind of wonder if they would want to be on the other side of the fence.
Well, there's a dog on the other side that would kill them if I didn't. So
I don't know. I guess
I gotta say, I respect what you're doing out here. I truly do.
I guess I want to say, like, what is the trait difference then between us and animals that makes us different, that we can use them for our pleasure?
Well, I mean, I think this is getting into what it gets into what your opinion is about self-awareness, ability to shape the environment, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know that I'd say there's an absolute. It's perfectly valid to say you don't feel it's reasonable for humans to harvest animals. I think it's also valid to have an opinion that it is okay. I feel it is okay, but you should be humane about it.
Well, I think I feel like if you think it's okay, then you should be able to name the trait that differentiates us from them, that that proves that it's okay for us to oppress these individuals, because that is what we're doing. Like, it's exploitation. It's oppressing them. They're basically enslaved in factories where they're bred to, keep producing product for us. And we can do a job. We can make the choice. We have options now and alternatives, so many of them, to where we don't have to contribute to that.
Let me answer your question with a question. So, I would say that you are mentioning a practice that I don't think is right either. So I don't think industrial farming is right. I can't stop it. On the other hand, I don't necessarily have a issue with ethically raising and harvesting animals. So we have a little bit of a point of differentiation there, which is fine. I'd say your primary point of differentiation, I would say, is self-awareness and the ability to take conscious actions to change the environment around us. So humans have the ability to craft tools, terraform land, to take conscious action to change the things around them. Generally speaking, animals react to the environment. Exclusively speaking, animals react to it. Well, beavers build dams, but generally speaking, animals react to the environment around them.
We are animals too, and so we're just happen to be the animals that ended up being able to do those things. There's also humans who can't do
correct.
feats that, or have the same cognitive ability
big
as
H human as opposed to little h. So yes.
Well, yeah, or just like a 30-year-old dude who his brain never developed the part of his brain that allows him to do certain things, or but we still don't.
So we still saying, humans as in humankind, not necessarily an individual person, because an individual person is an unsolvable mystery, but a group of people is a mathematical certainty.
But why can we, when we're thinking about how people matter, like we should afford them the individual label. Like I feel like it's the reason why I feel like there's no difference between whether the chicken is farm raised on an ethical farm or factory farm is because to that individual chicken, that chicken's life still matters. They're still having an experience. Every moment of their day is still. So you are saying that the experience of living your life on a pasture before slaughter is meaningfully identical to living it inside a 200,000 square foot warehouse where you're, basically beak to beak with another chicken. I think that there's issues with both. I think neither life is one that I would be wanting to live. So I would strive for a world and live my life according to the values that I feel put me in alignment with that. Don't keep those systems in check. Like if you're going to the store at all or buying any meat from the store, buying from the companies that perpetuate these things, like even ethical farms, like they're still breeding chickens for that process to keep happening. They're still viewing the animal as a product, and as long as we're viewing something as a product, we will never fully see the humanity in them.
All right. Well,
or humanity, just the personhood.
Well, it's not humanity. It's not human. It is. You could say you could be viewing the.
That's why I said personhood, because I'm like.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. All right. Well, that's most certainly. You're more than happy. It's. I was gonna say I don't have a problem if that's your view, but I'd like to just kind of put a thought to think about. Okay, so your view is that basically you feel that it is fundamentally unethical to harvest animals, and so your effort is put into completely stopping all harvesting of animals, no matter what. Correct? Is that fair?
By nature of changing my individual choice day by day. Yes.
Okay. Well, but you're talking to me out here in public on YouTube Live. You're trying to influence other people to change their opinion. Otherwise, you wouldn't have this camera going.
I'm just talking to you. I mean, our conversation
wouldn't
may
have the
influence
camera
other
going
people.
unless
Yeah.
you were trying to influence other people. Let's just say what it is. Just cut the bullshit. Just say what it is.
Well, we're having a conversation. I don't
But
mean
that
to like.
that you're recording and I'm cool with it. I'm just saying own it.
I mean, I am. It says live right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I'm
the
cool
camera's
with it.
there.
Just
I'm
own
not
it.
worried about
I'm
it.
just saying, yeah, just own it.
I feel like you're getting defensive.
I'm not. I'm just saying you are trying to influence other people to to hold the same opinion that you do. Just
I'm
own
not
it.
influencing. It's. I'm asking you questions that get you to think about how your morals may be.
Okay, so right there, you're being dishonest. You are trying to influence. I'm saying own it.
I'm not influencing you.
If you feel you are trying to, you may not be succeeding, but you are trying. Otherwise, you wouldn't be broadcasting.
Trying what?
You are holding questions and broadcasting for the purpose of influencing other people.
I'm here. I'm out here
same
for the
opinion as you
animals.
do, and that is perfectly fine.
I'm out here for the animals and the animals
I don't
only.
have the slightest problem with it. I'm just saying
The
maybe own
animals
it.
are being oppressed every day, and you using money to buy them, perpetuate the systems that they live in, continues to is continuing that oppression. I'm asking you questions to see from the animal's perspective.
Is your account monetized?
It is not. I don't.
So you're unmonetized.
Nobody's making money.
Okay, so you're not making money.
They make
All right,
they make the
okay.
signs out of their own money. Like
Okay.
we're out here. I don't make any money. This is my 1 day off, 1 or 2 days off. Let me get you a resource. Are you willing to take resources to maybe just learn about this stuff?
I'm more than happy to read. I'm just having fun. I'm more than happy to
Well,
read.
I hope you can have fun with maybe a card here. Because I'm not here to have fun. I'm out here to talk about the animals.
Okay.
Because the animals, they don't have anybody speaking for them. People need to hear that they're being oppressed and that they're suffering.
All right. Well, I appreciate your passion.
All right.
All right. Hey, have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know. I got
He seemed
tired of him. He seemed like he started to get defensive because he realized that it was live and that I don't know. He seemed like he started to get embarrassed. I'm just like, I'm just asking you questions this whole time. It's not like that serious at all. So
Well, he knew it was live, right?
yeah,
In the
he did.
beginning.
He did. And
So
so
he
like,
started to feel,
I don't know why we were making a big
He was
spectacle out of it
excited
because
about
I'm
it
like,
at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then as he realized he wasn't probably able to defend
I don't
his
know.
points, then it's
And so I'm like,
well,
okay,
what is he
I'll get a little more serious. Like, yes, the animals are being oppressed, and like you are perpetuating that. Like, I'm gonna stop dancing around it for you then. If you're gonna be like a little mean, like, damn.
Yeah, there was a lot of passive aggressive energy.
Just like, yeah, because I'm like, I'm not judging you at all. Not once did I say like, you're terrible or I'm judging you. I actually told him like, I was like, I used animals for the majority of my life. Like, I totally get it. I just like, I don't know. I'm trying to get you to see that there's another way to live. There's alternatives. So
do you want to break?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
tap out,
Okay.
tag
All right,
out.
Tag out. Good job. Good job. I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit
at
here.
least you got a card. Maybe he'll read it.
All right. So I think I'm going to use this side. I had a conversation with somebody off to the side while Anna and Alvin were on. It wasn't too bad, trying to get through to people's sensitivities and how they relate and view animals in their own life, and see if they can connect their heart with that. So, hey. Do you have time for a conversation? Social experiment? No? Oh, so I might as well do some little those donuts. I went there yesterday, get some vegan donuts. They're really great in Portland. I had to go to the dentist and they traumatized me. So after that, I was like, I need to go get myself a donut. They're really good donuts. So if you're in Portland or in the area, go to Doe's. I told them I would wear the shirt today. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, sir. You have time for a conversation? No? What?
Are you an IQ test?
Not really. No, it's not an IQ test. I think we've Anna's spoken with you, right? Yeah. So, your friend, are you vegan?
Yeah, I told them all about it.
Okay.
I saw the IQ test. I was like,
Oh no, this is just to get the conversation started.
Like the difference in intelligence doesn't like mean like you can use somebody.
because that's an argument people will make. It's
Yeah.
like we're smarter than animals. We should be able
You have time for a conversation?
Like I made this tool. So
I guess I do.
Okay. I'm on YouTube Live. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put this on.
Use to impress other people.
Exactly.
We're better than that.
Okay.
IQ test.
No, it's not an IQ test. So I just want to make sure both. Okay. So, do you think that it's okay for the more powerful or different types of people to oppress people that are less powerful or different than they are?
No, it's not.
Okay. So, any type of exploitation, like if somebody looks different, talks a different language, all that, not right to oppress anyone.
No, because I mean, if you are in the less powerful shoe, you don't want anyone above you to take advantage of you. So yeah, it's like be treated how you want to be treated.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So, what about when we think about that? What about the animals that are born for our use and killed, like in slaughterhouses, or even the animals that are sold here? What do you think about that?
That's a hard subject to talk about, just because in a big population we have to have, I'm not saying we have to have all of them, but we have to have some of them to feed the population we have. Slaughterhouses are a little bit inhumane, but I mean, they still serve their purpose to feed everyone around. Because I mean, you look back way in, back in the day, it was just big farms and it was all done by hand, but the bigger the population gets, the more farms are needed and less people are willing to work on those farms. That's actually, so slaughterhouses become more practical in today's use now, which is a little sad, but it's the necessary thing. And then selling of animals and stuff like that, it depends on the animal. I get like some animals are breeded like wrongly, which isn't right, but then it depends on how the animal is sold, I would say.
Okay. So it's okay to oppress other sentient beings for our use because you feel it's necessary to do that to feed everyone or have everybody have their bodies.
Well, we're not really oppressing them. It just, we have dominion over them. That's, I say I'm a Christian, and I read the Bible, and God says we have dominion over any animal or thing in the air, any foul beast among the land. It's like, so that's our purpose, is for them to feed us pretty much, like cows, pigs, chickens, and all that.
Okay.
So like that's their whole purpose, is to live, eat, and then die, and then that they're supposed to feed us.
Okay. So, all right, there's a lot of stuff that you threw out at me, so I'm going to start. Okay, number one, we don't need to kill and breed all the animals that we're breeding into existence to kill for us to eat, because there's plenty of other choice options that we can use to get all our protein, all our nutrition, instead of bringing suffering into the world. Okay.
Yeah.
And also ecologically, it's horrible. So like, I think it's 70 to 80% of our land is used to feed those animals before we kill them, so that then people can eat them. So there's a lot of land that's being used to take care of these animals that can be used to actually just feed the people.
Yeah.
You know, and this would solve a lot of poverty crisis, ecological, and suffering in the world, because animals are sentient beings. So we're animals too.
Yeah.
You know? And so the animals that are used by us, you know, they have emotions just like we do. They have their own subjective experiences. And so just because maybe their goal may not be to go to the market, it might be to walk over to the other end of the field and see one of their friends or do something. It doesn't mean it's worth any less than our experience.
Yeah.
So, and as far as the Bible goes, so that's something that has been, I went to Catholic school for 12 years, okay? So I'm familiar with all that. But over the years, it's been very twisted because of interpretations. And if you look at the Den of Thieves, Jesus went in there and he was upset about all of the killing.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the money, it was about the killing.
It was about the money as well, because
Well,
they
yeah,
was using a lot of money for their own purposes.
So there's this movie called Christspiracy, and it talks about, have you ever heard that?
I have not, no.
So it talks about the Bible and how people have used animals. They use the Bible, and I know I'm not trying to offend you because I know this is your belief system, but they use the Bible as a way to support the suffering of animals.
Okay.
So it's something that you might want to watch. I'm going to give you a card. I'm not done talking to you yet. I hope not. But if you scan this, it has some different documentaries on there. I believe Christspiracy is on there as well. And it's really interesting. It talks about how animals have been used and it's been justified. So when we look at traditions, just because something has been done for a very long time doesn't mean that it's the right thing, right?
No. But it's in our generation, it's hard to get rid of traditions because depending on the tradition, so many people is doing it now.
So how do we make change in the world?
It's about getting a large group of people, the majority of people come together to at least to try and think the same or come to a conclusion about whatever the subject could be. But so many people have their own ideas and their own ways of thinking, so it's always kind of hard to have everyone to come to their own way of thinking together to have that change.
It starts
And
one
then
person at a time.
It does. It really does. But then it's also you're going against the higher ups as well, like just the government and people like that, who, as soon as they see change, they try to any way to stop that change from happening more and more. And so it's always just trying to get the more and more people to come together. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's you have to decide if you want to let the system discourage you, or you want to see the type of world that you want to live in, because the system that animals go through is normalized violence. When you think about it, would you ever kill your own animal? Like, if you had to kill your own animals in order for you to continue eating them, would you be willing to do that?
Well, it depends on the animal. Like, I butchered chickens and filleted fish before. Like, that's part of our lifestyle, or sometimes it's like that's how we gotta survive. You gotta kill our own animals that we have. We grow them, feed them, and all that. But then at the end, we still have to kill them in the end.
Because you need money.
Well, it's
right?
not for money. It's just for food.
It's for your food. Where do you live?
I live out in Canby right now.
Okay. So do you have a grocery store near you?
Yeah.
Is that how you primarily get your food?
Most of the time, yeah.
So right now, are you raising animals?
Currently, no.
Okay. And as far as fish, did you know that they have pain receptors? And that they feel...
I think I heard that before, but...
Yeah, I mean, for instance, would you feel good if a hook went through the side of your face and then you were dragged down into the water to suffocate?
I mean, you can't really compare us to animals because animals are just their own beings versus us. Like, we can't just treat all animals like a human being as well. It's like, do you have the difference between like pets, animals, and then actual like food animals?
I'm going to
eat?
stop you right there. What makes the difference? Because pigs are smarter or just as smart as dogs, yet people slaughter them, and cows are very maternal. You know that when they're separated from their calves, when the calves are born, they bellow out. They're upset about being separated from their newborn.
Yeah, but that's just life. I mean.
Oh, really?
It is just
Really?
life.
And
Yes.
okay, so do you have a girlfriend or
I do not. I had one, but
Okay.
things ended though.
Now, if she had a baby, and then that baby was taken away from the both of you, how would you feel?
I mean, I feel upset about it and sad, depending on how it got taken away from me.
You're outrageous. I think that you're really downplaying how you would feel in that type of situation.
I mean, I've never been in that situation, so I don't honestly know how I would feel. Like, I'm just saying what I think I would feel. I feel upset and
Do you
sad.
think you'd be okay with kidnapping?
No, it's not okay.
Okay. And what about if someone say you had a girlfriend or a wife and someone used her to make babies over and over again without her consent?
Okay, that's just rape, and that's immoral right there.
So what do you think is happening to the animals that are born into that system, and the farmer keeps inseminating them by sticking his whole arm inside of them, and then they're consistently pregnant without their consent?
I mean, farmers should have ethical, reasonable things for the things they do. Like, yeah, just because they're farmers doesn't mean they could just continually reproduce a cow that is the main reproduce one.
Why do you think that they're doing what they're doing?
It's just the demand for it.
To make money.
It's not just for money. It's
Yes, it is to make money.
It's not all about
Yes,
money.
it
It's
is.
all about just food subsistence for us. Why do you think they're farmers? They're just not there to make money from animals.
Yes, they are.
They're there
Because
to provide
that's their
food for the
living.
people as well.
But that's their living. They're commodifying
But you don't see a lot of
beings.
farmers being just rich and living in mansions. They
That
just
doesn't matter. They're still making a
that
living.
does matter because then that's the reason they're using the money for, to live a better lifestyle. They don't usually use money just to like, oh, I'm rich. But no, they use the money to live a better lifestyle. But no, they're still living on the farm in a farmhouse or something like that.
I didn't say they were rich, but they're making a living
But you're
off
saying
of.
they're using it for money though.
But they are. They're commodifying sentient beings. Now let me tell you, there's been thousands of studies done, and there's the Cambridge and the New York Declaration of Consciousness that has stated that we should not be treating animals this way because they are sentient, conscious beings. So I want you to think about that. You can look that up. I'm not going to keep you here any longer. You know, I disagree with you, and I challenge you to kind of watch those documentaries and open your mind about things. The Conspiracy one you might really be interested in too, just because of the religious slant. And
So is your topic just like not to kill animals anymore then, really? Or just we should all treat all animals like humans then as well?
I'm here with my group, Anti-Animal Use Advocacy, and we talk about veganism to people. Veganism is not just a diet. It is a belief, a moral principle that you don't exploit other sentient beings.
Gotcha.
And so we don't believe in exploiting animals. We don't use animals. I mean, my boots are like vegan leather, you know. So I don't buy anything that has animal products that's been tested on animals. So,
My just personal belief, I say, yes, it became a time where we started abusing animals, especially farm animals, just for the power of it, because we have the power over them. But they still are, we have dominion over them to feed us and to give us like our clothing and all that. That's their whole purpose in life, is to provide for us.
It's not.
That's my belief.
Yeah,
But
it's not.
This is why there's different beliefs. This is why like a lot of things can't
my
come together.
belief doesn't kill and demand the exploitation of breeding into existence to kill another sentient being.
Yeah.
So I believe in nonviolence, and you believe in violence against
Well,
innocent.
I don't believe in violence.
Yes,
like,
you do.
I don't. I wouldn't harm another
You do,
person.
but when you go
see,
and you buy
that's
it,
the difference. You saying you don't believe in violence, but it's like I don't believe in violence either, because I'm not gonna just go up and kill someone else just because I can.
I know, but
I would kill another animal to feed me. Like
but you
I don't
demand,
do it for fun though.
But you demand it every time you go to the store and you purchase something that used to be alive that wanted to live.
Okay.
You demand it. You said it yourself that there's a demand.
Yeah.
The farmers are feeding a demand. Well, you're the one causing that. So you're the one that's perpetuating a system of death and suffering. So,
Well, it's also depends on what I'm buying from the store. I'm not just going buying it just whatever. I go buy certain products, and like if it's locally growing or anything like that, I'm not just gonna go like, oh, this is the biggest company that does this stuff.
what's the difference? Because the animals are still getting used and then killed.
Well, it's more of a like, if you're supporting your community,
Yeah.
that's your locally growing stuff and locally butcher stuff, instead of, oh, I'm just going to go for like Kellogg's, whatever they serve. And that's just, you're actually helping that food chain now. And then that's where that big demand of a lot of things. And that's where I'm not saying nothing against like big companies, but some of them are just taking advantage of that, like the slaughterhouses and stuff like that, and like cage-free birds and chickens, but you see semis driving down the highway with chickens in cages half the time.
They're coming from the small farms too. That's the thing. Smaller farms, a lot of them aren't allowed to butcher or kill their own animals, and even if they were, it doesn't mean they're right. If someone was holding you captive in a basement, all right, and giving you everything that here's some food, and you would still even have it better than those poor pigs and cows and chickens, okay, living in somebody's basement probably.
Yeah.
And they had control over you, your whole autonomy, and then one day they said, you know what, I think it's time to kill you. Would you be okay with that?
I mean, I wouldn't be okay, but I mean,
No, you wouldn't be okay with that.
I would have nothing to do against that, though.
Would you want somebody to care and maybe stop that cycle of this person keeping people in their basements?
Yeah.
Yeah. So put yourself in the animal's place, okay? Because they have relationships, they have social circles, they have feelings, they feel pain. You know that with piglets, they rip their teeth out so they don't attack each other because they're so distraught about being in the system, and they cut their tails off, no anesthesia. How would you like it if somebody ripped your tooth out without any anesthesia? Would you like that?
I mean, no, but I mean, I kind of had
No,
that.
No, but.
But you're just going for the majority, not the majority. Oh, my bad. I just need to retract that statement.
You know what?
I see. This is like this is why a lot of people can't come together, just because they have their own different beliefs. Like I respect your belief on like you go and pay.
I don't want you to respect my belief. I
Well,
want
I'm
you to
going
respect the animals.
I respect animals.
I don't
like I'm not gonna abuse them, but I'm like, we still have dominion over them.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. This is
Yeah.
where our conversation is going to end. Go watch Christspiracy. All right, stop being so manipulated by religion. Yes, you are.
I'm not abusing animals
Yes,
for
you
the
are.
benefit. I'm just killing
You're still-
them.
you're
If
still-
I lived on a farm, I would kill my animals just for my own benefit.
But you don't live on a farm right now.
I'm just saying, if I did, everyone doesn't have land, and you talk about farm animals, the selling of land for slaughterhouses and all that. But you look at a lot of land is just being sold for development, for people to live in another house, even though they could live from house to house to house. It's just you're also supporting that demand for selling of farmland, which is also farmland for like fruits and vegetables, but just to go live in another house. Though you look at any city nowadays, a lot of that land used to be farmland. Like in Canby,
There's still trillions of animals being killed worldwide every single day. I'm not here to talk about land. There's homeless people all over the place. Meanwhile, we're using the land more to feed animals in order to kill them, whereas we could be using all that land to grow other things instead of feeding the animals first and then feeding us. It makes no sense. So there's some resources on there. Please look at them.
I would take a look at
My
it.
name's Rebecca. What's your name?
Abraham.
Abraham. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, you don't have any hand
Oh, no,
sanitizer.
you're all good.
I don't want to germ
I
you up
respect
either.
that,
Thank you for having a conversation with me. I appreciate you.
Of course. And, I mean, thank you for this. I mean, it makes me think about the bigger picture sometimes and not just living in my own small world. So I appreciate this.
Put yourself in the victim's place. You don't think of them as on the same level as humans, and you should, because we are animals too. They have feelings, so just try and think about how you would feel if you were in their place. Okay? All right. Okay. You take care.
You as well. You
All
have
right.
a good day.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably not going to go vegan. He's pretty stubborn. Maybe he'll watch Crayspiracy. I don't know. I was getting a little frustrated. I'm trying to be kind, but when people start bringing in tradition and why they think that it's okay to kill other beings just because it's been done for a very long time, and then saying all kinds of things that aren't true about land use and the animals that we have dominion over, animals, no. I don't think so. Not happening.
Yeah, I thought it was. So interestingly enough, oh, am I not in there?
Yeah.
It looked like you guys were actually having a productive conversation. Like I genuinely couldn't hear. I thought you guys were like hitting it off. Wow.
We were for a little bit, but then it stopped.
Then it's just changed.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So awesome. So we're live on YouTube. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Did you guys want to?
I'm gonna take it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay, so we're just asking about the powerful versus the powerless. If you're okay with being on YouTube, I'm gonna have you just step back here so you're in frame.
Oh, can I do it without being on YouTube?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I'd
yeah.
rather- yeah, I'd rather not
I'll have
be
you
on
just step
YouTube.
right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I just don't want to keep you out of the frame.
Right.
All right. So the powerful versus the powerless. Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
Of course not.
I agree. These next questions are going to seem obvious, but bear with me.
Okay.
All right. So, what if the powerful was really strong physically?
Irrelevant.
I agree. What if they're really smart, really intelligent?
I mean, you mean if they're really smart, should they be able to oppress the powerless?
Yes.
No.
I agree. What? This is where it kind of feels like the trick, but I'm not judging you, and I did this for
whatever.
a long time in my life. This is the paradigm shift. What do you think about if the powerful had a different DNA? Would they have the right then to?
No.
I agree. Okay. So that brings me then, what do you think about the animals that we send to slaughterhouses or we use for clothing or entertainment? Would you agree that we're oppressing them?
I eat meat and enjoy it. So, in some kind of theoretical world, yes, but probably not enough to change my behavior.
Okay. So do you know what it is that the animals go through in order to be?
I know
used?
some of it, yeah.
Okay. Can you walk me through potentially like what you think? I don't know. What's an example of an animal that you use or that you consume?
Salmon.
Salmon. Okay. So what's the process that the salmon has to go through in order to become food for you?
You know what? I don't know the details.
That's okay. So often they're ripped out of the water. I'm sure you know that. And fish need water to breathe. So already they're suffocating. And then either they're thrown onto ice or they have like a spike driven into their head. Does any of that really sound fair though?
It's not a thing that I'm concerned with.
Oh, so what if they were pulling dogs into the water and doing like the opposite effect, right? Because dogs need air to breathe. What if someone was doing that and then using the deceased dogs to cut them open and then sell their flesh, just like we do with fish?
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Yeah, I agree. So what is it then that in your mind makes it wrong to do that to dogs? Because I do agree with you.
Because they're domesticated animals who are part of our families.
Yeah, we've built a bond with them, right?
Right.
Yeah,
They're not bred for food.
Right, and when we have them in our homes, we spend time with them, right? We learn they have personalities.
Yeah. So
right?
how long is this going to go on? Because now I'm
we can just end here if you want to.
Yeah, that's good.
Can I give you a card?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So the other side is just our resources, but if you want to look up this live, on the other side has our name, Anti-Animal Use, and you can watch the live and see how we did.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a good day. Yeah, we just didn't want to go anywhere. Yeah, if people are showing signs they don't want to talk anymore, I'm just going to end it because it's pointless to try to push them past that. Oh, it's moving too fast. Hey, Jake. It's good to see you. I actually saw you guys earlier. Lewis, I saw you saying hi to me. Who else was saying hi to me? Vegan. Oh, hey, Chip. It's good to see you. Chipped in the house. U-tops. It's good to see you guys. Got some people in here. All right, some opinionated people. Why is it okay in your mind to use animals? What about them makes it okay to use them as an object versus a human, using a human as an object? What's the morally relevant difference? Think about that. No one's blowing me off. I'm just trying to not be as aggressive, so I'm letting people go as soon as their nervous system kind of checks out. I'm not wasting my time. We actually had a gentleman here earlier that has been vegan for, what did he say, 2 weeks? 2 weeks. You guys want to come in and talk? You guys actually had a really good conversation.
It was actually interesting because I thought I had assumed that he had not been plant-based the past 2 weeks since he had talked to Anna, but at the end, like, he was saying that he did, because he just seemed very compassionate towards animals. Like, he had a friend with him who was vegan, and him and like his friend and his friend's wife are vegan, and like they hold vegan events and stuff. So like, I was just like, why wouldn't you be? And so like, yeah, he said, then he let it drop that, yeah, he's been not eating meat since his conversation with her. So yeah, like, being out here totally does change it.
You guys had a long conversation. Like, was there...
Oh, well, yeah, because he was saying like he still needs it for like, you know, health reasons, or he's worried about like, not using beef because he'll get more sluggish or whatever, you know. Maybe when he was younger, like, he was doing the vegan diet and then it was okay, but like now he's getting older, he's got to like, you know, be a little more careful. And so like, I did tell him, I was like, well, I guess like, you know, if you make that slowly transition for your digestive system, I guess if that's what you need, but like, you know, every day that you're eating plant-based, like, you know that nobody's being exploited for you, like, nobody's dying for you.
And he admitted that the past 2 weeks when he was animal-free, not using animals, that he felt a lot better about himself and his own ethics.
Yeah.
So he's close. He just needs to keep it up.
Mm-hmm. He just needs to keep going. That's what we told him. And he has like a personal experience with cows in the past. So like, I was like, a cow named Katie that he had fed apples and everything. So I was like, every time you save a Katie, and he was like, I've been telling myself that, and I was like, good, like, so like, he's been in his own head, like, he knows, and he's totally gonna be there. So like,
that's so sweet. I didn't know about Katie.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
So yes, this does work. This changes people and it saves lives. So it's worth it.
That's amazing. Wow, I didn't know about Katie. That's beautiful. Put this down here. All right. Oh, you know what? I just had an idea. I'll put this down here. Hey, do you guys want to answer a few questions?
Oh, sorry, we're in a rush.
Oh, that's okay. No worries, you guys. Have a good day. Oops. Just dropped my sign there. All right, guys. Let's get back in there. If you're vegan, put a 1 in the chat. If you are considering, put a 2. And if you're not, go 3. Hit 3. Hey, do you want to answer a few questions?
Okay.
We're live on YouTube, though. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
I guess.
Well, it's up to you. I don't want you to feel pressured.
No, that's all right.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't use social media.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I read.
That's all right. You don't need to be well known. I'll just have you come over here into the frame.
Okay.
Make sure you're there. Perfect. Just stand there for a minute. Beautiful. My name's Anna. What's yours?
Mark.
Mark, what brings you to the market today?
I do a ride every Saturday for Bike Loud.
Oh, okay.
It's a Portland advocacy group in
nice.
Portland, part of Bike Portland, the bike culture.
Oh, well, I mean, yes. Portland is full of bike culture for sure.
We every Saturday, rain or shine, we meet on 41st and Clinton, and we ride to the theater on 26. We ride to the Tillicum Bridge, and then we ride here. It's very inclusive. We have e-bikes, regular bikes, transporters, cargo bikes, children. We had a 6-year-old.
Oh wow!
Today,
She did
also.
that whole trek.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still great
But
though. That you got
we've
out there
had
with you.
we've had little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have one gear and they spin real fast and they do remarkably well, and then they get tired and dad or mom have a
little seat.
They can put them. They can carry the bike back home.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's true. You got the bike
But anyway,
also.
I'm
You gotta
sorry, I'm
consider.
rambling.
Oh no, you're. I asked you about it. Yeah, we're just talking to people here in Portland because we figure, the market's full of people that think outside of themselves. We're already thinking about others. We want to support our community, right?
Oh, for sure. I was just thinking of a farm. I belong to both co-ops, Alberta Co-op and People's Co-op. And I was over at Alberta, and Mustard Seed Farm is going to be, this is their last year. And they've been around for decades, and it's going to be really sad because they're old. They're 80.
Yeah.
I'm old too, but they're older than me.
Right. They're getting to a point where it's not something feasible
They can't
can
do it.
keep up with. Yeah, that's
and
understandable.
They didn't own the land, but when we lose a farmer, we don't get another one.
Yeah.
Especially small farms.
The
They don't-
large corps just get bigger.
Well, we got to feed people, and we need more small farms, and that's what we've tried to do in our culture in Portland.
Yeah.
And I'm an urban farmer.
Okay.
I donate my food.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's still alive. She's 94. I grew up in the Cully neighborhood, big yards, and I grow a substantial amount of food. I'm going to go get carrots and beets and chard today, but we have fig trees, apple trees, pear trees. I dry, juice, freeze.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the revolution.
Absolutely, yes, exactly. Having our community come together is a revolution.
And these markets, this is the vision we had. Was how do we, at the co-ops, because People's Co-op has had the longest market in Portland, and every Wednesday from 2 to 6, I think. 2 to 6, I think it is. But every Wednesday at People's Co-op, and it was all about, and we supported small farms, and we continue to support our small farms.
Yeah.
And you can't eat better.
Yeah.
You cannot eat better food than what you can get locally.
I agree.
Okay.
So as far as the question, because
Okay.
this will actually, what you've talked about ties in wonderfully, because we're thinking about others and helping each other, and we don't want those in our community, like those farmers, we don't want them to suffer and have hard times. We want everybody to thrive. So the powerful versus the powerless, and these questions might seem obvious, so bear with me. Do you think it should be the right of the powerful to oppress or exploit the powerless, those that are more vulnerable?
No.
I agree.
Absolutely not.
What if the oppressor is physically really strong?
I'm reading about Major Taylor was a black cyclist back at turn of the 19th to the 20th century, and he was very religious. He would not race on Sunday, and he raced in this country, and there was just a concerted control of trying to not allow him to race.
Yeah.
And then when he did race, they ganged up on him, but he still won.
Wow.
And then he went over to Paris, and he became the world champion here, regardless of everything they did. And then he went to Paris, and he rode and raced the world champion there. But he was greeted as a hero. And it was between white and black.
Yeah.
But yet he was accepted.
Yeah.
And he did not have the racism that was shown here.
Right.
And now we have it coming out of the
Oh, yeah.
again.
But it's immoral, right? You and I agree.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. Like, he shouldn't have had to overcome that. It's a beautiful story that he did, but it's unfortunate that he had to go through that.
And he died kind of destitute. And when he came back to America, he was treated very poorly again, even though he was a hero. In Paris and loved and beat everybody.
Yeah.
But you got another one?
Oh, so the question was, should the powerful, those that were in power, have the right to oppress that bicyclist? Or cyclist,
No, they
excuse me.
shouldn't.
I agree.
And they use force. They always have.
So physical force doesn't give someone the right, correct?
I'm so proud of the people that have controlled the language happening at ICE in Portland, in the sense of the frog.
Oh yeah.
And they really were up. That other group of oppressive people. When we had the last No Kings March, just like the Women's March, which was memorable.
Yeah.
It was wonderful, inclusive. But people were making comments, oh, they're just having a party. Oh, they're just doing. Well, the joy was seeing other people like us and signs that believe in our doctrines of, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the rule of law.
Yeah.
And 1968, I was here, and at that auditorium, there were thousands. I was a sophomore in high school. But there were thousands of students and people here. And this guy came here and he spoke, and he probably was going to be the next president. And he went down to LA and he got shot. But that was RFK, not Junior, not the bad thing. In this.
Yeah. No, not
but
yeah.
It was about, he was Attorney General, and he, battled with the South and what they were doing.
Right.
And here we are again, and
yeah.
sometimes, I've in the nation, I think they're at our United Confederate States of America.
Yeah. I don't.
And so your gender is really being attacked.
Yeah, we're definitely. I mean, yes, there's definitely a lot of vulnerable groups. What I'm trying to point out, though, is something that we're already agreeing on, is that oppression, right, is immoral. It doesn't matter what someone's strength is. They shouldn't have that right to oppress others, to use it against vulnerable individuals, right? And, I mean, if I could ask, would it be because you yourself want to be respected, so you reflect that same respect to others?
Well, we need to have empathy. Mm-hmm. We need to have compassion. Mm-hmm. If we were to exist in a peaceful way.
I agree.
And the control is it's about power. These people, about accumulation of wealth, and it's to deprive people their rights.
Yeah. Well, let me, because I just don't want you to get. Maybe these questions are a little too vague, because it's not really about politics that I'm pointing at. You're bringing up great points, though. What I'm more talking about is, what if the oppressor has different DNA? Does the oppressor then have the right to use someone without their consent or to exploit them?
Never.
I agree.
Never.
So what I'm trying to point out is that there's a dynamic that many of us are participating in, but we're not really aware, because we're, especially here in Portland, are really compassionate people.
We're in a bubble.
A little bit, yeah.
A little
but it's a good bubble in that we respect each other, and we learn that we're all different, and that's okay.
Yes.
And so we're out here specifically at the farmers market because I know there's open-minded people here that will hear what I'm trying to put out. That DNA question that I'm pointing out is kind of that paradigm shift in that. What do you think about the animals that we send to slaughter or use for clothing or entertainment? After all we've spoken, would you agree that they're also experiencing oppression and exploitation?
Well, this is a planet of life, from the microbial in our soil that take care of us, to mitochondria in our stomachs, to right now, besides automobiles, it's our beef industry that contributes, to the global warming, to the change. I mean, right now, this is not the weather we should be having. It should be like, 25, 30 degrees possibly, snow up in the foothills.
Oh yeah, the weather's been weird the last few years, decade even.
Well, it's warmer.
Yeah.
I grew up here.
Yeah, me too.
And it's warmer.
Yeah.
And
I remember being a lot more rainy this time of the year.
But so what's connected to that? Well, look at what they're doing in the Amazon to raise cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And used to be one of the largest countries, or the largest country in the world, were vegetarian primarily. India.
Oh yes, they have a large vegetarian population.
Yeah, my partner has been a vegetarian for 60 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. What made them go vegan? Or excuse me, vegetarian. What made them go vegetarian?
Well, there was a couple things. One, she knew when she was at 6 years old she was an atheist, and then she also said, basically, if it's got a face, and if it's a mammal, and I don't need to eat it. I don't need to eat meat.
Yeah, I can understand that principle.
And I'm an omnivore. I've been a vegetarian on different extent, but but I buy local, sustainable, and not red meat.
Okay.
So most just fowl and fish.
Well, so what if there was dog as an option? Would you buy dog flesh?
No, I mean it's not necessary. Although indigenous people, that was a delicacy.
Sure. I could see in like states of necessity, like them finding a food that they enjoy that may not be traditional for us.
I don't find it. Hey, I grew up with uncles and them who went squirrel hunting and ate squirrel.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can't do that anymore because of disease and everything else, and you can't shoot guns. And this was in the country, but protein, whatever, but legumes, beans, they can feed us, and they don't have the impact.
Exactly. Actually, if you're talking about environmental impacts, for sure, plants are championed because you have to grow plants to feed animals. So environmentally speaking, you're already I don't know if you know about the trophic pyramid. The food chain is another word for it. Every time you take a step up on that chain, you're losing 90% of the energy that goes into. So for a human to eat an animal, that means we put all this energy into not only the animal but also their food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
and so when we're growing food that we could eat, and feeding it to livestock, to accommodate.
I mean, not just livestock, but chickens, even fish. We feed with these fields.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm very conscious about what I buy, and it's something that is.
That's good that you care.
Well, we're very fortunate. I've been buying Oda tofu in Portland for like 45 years.
Tofu. It's so good.
I go and I get it, and then it's still in the family, but it's changed hands.
Yeah.
And but they're still there.
Yep.
And that's really important.
Yeah.
And I get a byproduct of the tofu.
Yeah, the
and
soy.
they call it okara.
Yeah.
And I dry it, and it's like 28% protein, amino acids. It's just chock full of food.
Yeah.
And we give it to animals for feed, and we use it. You can use it for compost, but it's so sad. It can feed so many people.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's actually recipes on how to use that. For human food too.
So I can go over there. I'll go over today, and I'll probably get 4 or 5 bricks, and there'll probably be at least 10 to 12 55-gallon drums full of it.
Yeah.
And then they'll come and pick it up for feed.
Yeah.
And I was just watching one of the customers, the Japanese, come in and ask for okara, and I asked, and you get it free.
Oh, nice.
And,
that's cool. I didn't know you could get it for free from them. I've made my own tofu before, so I've had the leftovers.
Oh, wow.
And,
so you know what?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a fun process to do at home.
And they do get organic soybeans.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, they have. And then before that, they were getting them from a farmer in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And they were a lot of their farmers who helped grow it were Mennonite. Mm-hmm. And they were basically organic farming.
Okay, yeah.
So stewardship.
Yeah, for
stewardship.
Sure.
We could do much better.
Yeah. Well, so I just want to ask, it sounds like you're a very empathetic person. You recognize, I'm sure, that animals are sentient, right? That they're having their own subjective experience. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if we don't need to use them, it's not moral then to use someone when we don't need to, right? Right. So it brings me then to ask you, what would stop you? What might be holding you back in this moment to leave living vegan, in that you don't see animals as resources anymore, but just as individuals that, like us, want to have their best interests considered and be respected, not exploited?
What would I...
What's stopping you from living vegan, essentially?
Convenience.
Convenience?
Probably.
Okay.
Access, and then collectively, it can be challenging.
I mean, I can understand if. So a lot of times the way that we eat, we're not really taught how to get our nutrition, right? We usually just eat out of habit or convenience or what we were taught. And I actually had to go look up how to eat, but it literally took me like 20 minutes, And if you look at it from the victim's perspective, the animal's perspective, me taking 20 minutes to research, how to get everything I can, and then maybe a month at most to really get my habits down, I felt like that compared to what the animals go through was way less. The animals that are forced to walk down that slaughterhouse or just be born to be used by someone else.
I've been getting, every Thanksgiving, our small nuclear family, I've been getting a turkey from Shampooey Farms. And 3 days before I got my turkey, it was running around in a field. Yeah. And it wasn't running around in a state of fear in a factory, in a building. I think we try. There are people trying to be humane in that. We all come from farmers somewhere in our lives.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, I could probably become a vegan.
Yeah.
But I'm Italian too.
You honestly sound like you have a vegan heart because you care about individuals.
I like pecorino cheese, Reggiano. Yeah. I use it. I make pesto every year where I freeze it because I grow a lot of basil. But I guess I like using eggs for baking and different things. But I'm not dependent on that. I'm not dependent on any of those proteins. And in a way that so far, I just ran out of potatoes that I grew. I'm going to harvest carrots today, beets, and chard that I still have going. I've froze beans. I've got a lot of food.
It's good that you eat a lot of plants.
I can.
And so I just don't want you to feel like I'm not here to tell you what to. I'm just more saying, we share principles, and animals care what happens to them.
Well, I think people should have to realize, connect the dots. But you don't. When you go into Jack in the Box, like around the corner from my house, when you go into Jack in the Box, you buy this thing. And it's totally disconnected from anything about food. I mean, it looks like food, or you're told it's food.
Yeah.
But it's pretty. I mean, you can replace it with just vegetable protein, and it would just be fine. Yeah. I've fooled people with tofu in ravioli and pasta sauce, and they go, "Oh, it just tastes like ground round." Or, but
it's all about the seasonings.
You freeze it, you crumble it.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's my favorite technique, actually.
Yeah. And it's just a habit, people.
Yep.
And I buy fish over here from the natives from up in Cascade Locks, right?
I think we've actually spoken with them a couple times.
Oh, they're wonderful.
Yeah, they're really nice people.
They have a brick and mortar in Cascade Lock, not this particular group, but it's expensive. I buy a little bit. Okay, but I support them. But other than that, I hardly ever buy any fish.
I would just challenge the fish, just with the understanding that I know that they seem alien to us, but they do have.
They're not.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be.
They actually have nociception. They recognize faces. They have communities.
Sure. Yeah. Aquariums are lovely. I mean, in public places like Kaiser, which I have from my medical coverage, they have a big aquarium. And it's wonderful. And those fish, I know, are part of their social life, is looking at us and we looking at them.
I don't know if an aquarium specifically is good for that, because someone was taken from their home in those senses. But I do hear you are seeing their relationships, though. They are still, that's where they live and that's where their communities are.
Then we have to question our zoos, right?
Yep,
and we do. And so what we try to do is try to educate the public to the plight of animals, and that for some animals this is more protective to them than actually in the wild, because they're so threatened.
I could see that for rehabs. Zoos zoos these days have become more of an attraction, like at a theme park. You know, you go and everyone presses their face on the glass to stare at someone in a small enclosure.
The amusement's there.
Yeah.
And to some degree,
Why don't we do that to hospitals, right?
What's that?
Oh, like if people are healing in hospitals, we don't send in a parade of people to go look at them, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
But
I do understand the allure to the zoo because you get to see individuals you didn't get to meet before, right? And
well,
you get to see
especially
how they interact.
especially when you look at primates.
Yeah.
And there's a connection.
Yeah.
And most of those people looking at the primates going, God, I'm glad I have a wall between me and them.
Or is it that they want to be free, right? Like, would you want to trade places
how
with
many
them?
of us are actually free in
Well,
our brain? How we
They're
live?
stuck in that container, right?
Oh,
They-
yeah.
Yeah.
But
They're like,
Americans are stuck in beliefs and a cultural
Sure.
belief that they won't break out of, and that capitalism. I'm not going to go there, but yet the consumer attitude about things and access to things.
Yeah.
We're very entitled people. Look at the
I
choices.
don't disagree that there is some exploitation and we're entitled, but as far as like the animals that are in there, they shouldn't be in a tight enclosure for us to look at. If they're there for rehabilitation reasons, understandable that they need some small space to stay safe. But it's not fair to keep someone in a small house their entire lives so that people can watch them for fun, right?
They should be in their natural environment.
Exactly.
But we've encroached upon it so much.
Right, it's become an entertainment, so there's almost this demand, right, that a producer is meeting. So it's turned something that maybe started out as helping the animals, but has morphed into just using them for entertainment. And,
I think that was probably the first thing that was done.
Yeah,
but then
I do agree.
we started to find we started to start thinking about that, start to value them as we got to know them more, and I think there was a learning process.
Probably do it on the way out.
Anyway, babies.
Yeah, I don't want to keep you too long.
That's
either.
right.
I've
Well,
been,
thank
I've been
you.
here for a while, so I appreciate you,
And
being willing to look into this and
Passive resistance.
passive resistance.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Is that what you're calling it?
I'm calling just anything that we need to resist
Yeah.
because of oppression.
That is actually a great way to put it. Veganism is a passive protest in a sense because you're
This is
abstaining.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
My bicycle.
You're trying to say with your choice, with your voice, that the lever is available to you. I want this to change, and that's all veganism is saying is that
Right.
I don't want to give my money to people that are doing this to animals.
And
because if I was the animal,
applaud that, and we should, yes.
Yeah.
And so, just getting people having the consciousness of thinking about what they eat,
Yep.
and where it comes from, who grows it,
Yeah.
how it's procured,
Yeah.
and the impact we have. That's why I don't buy. I buy salmon at the coast
Yeah.
in Pacific City from the fishermen who go out in dories, and they have a little brick and mortar, and it's very expensive, but you buy a little bit, but the cost is relevant to
Well,
in
the
doing
cost,
it.
I do understand. I appreciate
But anyway.
that you're reaching out for that effort. But imagine someone who has a small little shack that, same individual almost, but does it to dogs. Takes a dog, drags them out into the water, right? Maybe makes it quick, but once the dog's unalive, slices them open and eats them. Wouldn't that be disturbing?
It shouldn't be.
It
If you're
shouldn't-
eating
right? I
cows.
agree. It shouldn't be, but we have this usual reaction, right? Of like, oh, that's.
Well,
that's-
because they become our pets. They're
Right,
our
we
companions.
recognize that there is someone, and they care
I
about
had
what
a
happens
dog.
to them.
We loved Sophie, but I've always had cats, and we have a cat now, and it was
Yeah.
kind of a rescue. Well, all our cats have been kind of rescue cats, but
I'm just
yeah,
trying
they're a
to-
part of the family.
Yeah, and I just want to draw that parallel that the fish are no different in that sense. I know
No,
that
they
it
really
sounds minimal to just eat a fish every once in a while, but that one
Well, I
fish.
grew up fishing and hunting, and I preferred fishing.
Well, so that fish though still cared about what happened to him, right?
Yes. I'm trying to think of his name. Anyway, when we say a sentient species, yes, fish do feel about pain.
Yeah.
And they do feel pain. We assume they don't, out of our own prejudices and own,
exactly. They actually have a word
selfishness.
for it. Have you heard the word speciesism? Speciesism?
Oh yeah, species. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
It's similar to racism in that you're using an arbitrary trait to discriminate against someone and oppress them.
We have some real challenges right now, don't we? Just with our own species.
Well, I mean, and that's what we do, right? We live the way we want to see the world, right? We interact with others how we want to be interacted with. And so I just feel, especially here in Portland, we recognize that we want to be respected and appreciated for our uniqueness and not exploited for our differences. And there's really no difference for animals. Even though they can't speak up to us and maybe they don't always understand what's going on, if I were in their situation, I lose my sapience. I would still want to be respected. I wouldn't want to be exploited and used, even if I was the cognition of a fish, So,
I applaud you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you talking to me.
And
I'll let you go. We've been chatting for a while. No, not very many, and that's actually why we're out here. I think that, like I said, this town is full of people who are compassionate, who feel as we do about animals, recognize that they're sentient and they care about what happens to them, and we care about their experiences. And I just think because we've been told that we need to use animals, it's convenient.
I know.
We just don't even have a second thought. We just accept the system and move forward.
I adapted decades ago.
I could see.
More of a.
He says it's locally.
I mean, I grew up in a working class family where my dad did go elk hunting because it meant food in the freezer, and he was feeding too many mouths, but he was feeding, and I had a stay-at-home mom too, and that was a luxury. But he had a union job, where am I going with this?
That we're a melting pot of different people, and I don't know actually where you were going. Sorry.
What I was going to say was, I think I was in my teens or whatever. I always liked the idea of meat was not the center of the meal, and that you augmented your meals, your fruits and vegetables and legumes, with a little bit of meat. Okay, you didn't make meat the center of the meal, which most Americans do. Steak and potatoes. And iceberg lettuce. But there's a place in Portland where you can eat a 72-ounce steak.
Yeah.
And so I
hear you about moderation, but it's not about health or the environment. It's more just even that small bit of flesh. From now on, I'm not talking about your past. If you were to go and buy a fish today, that demand sets for the next individual to be put into that system, be pulled out of their water, away from their family, away from their home. And I'm just trying to ask for your future choices. Would you be willing to consider the individual, not so much for your health? I mean, I do want you to be healthy, but for their health, right? Because really, you living vegan would be healthier for them in the sense that they don't.
Our different species in our world, we need to know that the impact we have when we eat these things. And
that's environmental, but there are perks to living a vegan lifestyle that do actually echo in those larger frames, like the environment. There's a study called, I'm sure you already know this, Reducing Food's Environmental Impact Through Producers and Consumers. And if you look up this live, you can look up the name of that long name of the study. But they went over thousands of farms and found that we dedicate 83% of our ag land to using animals. And we could eliminate 75% of that, or of our total ag land use. If we stop using animals, we can reduce 75% while still feeding the world.
I think it's a fabulous way
So,
to
but
think of things.
how do we make that change, though, right? How do we get there?
We're challenging agribusiness.
Yeah, we do it one person at a time, as you've already been living, right?
I mean, the triangle was made up of, look at how the dairy industry, and I like cheese, but I like goat cheese too, and sheep cheese, and not just cow cheese.
Yeah.
And so it's supporting the small goat farms or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm floundering.
I'm sorry. It's because I'm getting a little quicker with my question. I just for dairy, someone has to be pregnant, right? So that's why even on a small farm, dairy is. Oh no! Oh,
no.
Took a tumble.
Oh. Oh, mama.
It was bumpy there. Oh,
That hurt.
yeah.
Last
Yeah.
night I was called up in emergency. Grandpa, my son-in-law was sick.
Oh.
My daughter had a gala at the art museum. She's finishing up. She's going to OMSI.
Nice.
Dad.
Yeah.
The other grandparents are incapacitated. They just have problems and they can't.
Yeah.
I'm the only one. My wife is compromised, has problems and can't. And so, but I did this with my children. I was a stay-at-home dad. I went to swing shift instead of working day shift at my job, so I could do preschools and take the kids and be parent helpers and go to the trips and very, very involved. And there's no greater joy than children.
Yeah, that
because
could be fun.
well, because we lose that light, that brightness. It dims in us because we become
kind of beat up
we
by
forget.
the world.
We forget.
Yeah. Well, what I want to say before I
I'm
let you
sorry.
go. No, you're fine. I'll let you go though, because we've been here quite a while.
Yeah. All right.
So with dairy, she's a mammal. She has to have a baby in order to produce milk. So often, especially for cows, but even for goats, they separate the babies and the mother because the milk is the product, right? And you don't want your babies. They're given a certain amount, but you don't want them to drink all your product. So when you demand milk by purchasing it, by supporting it, you're demanding families being split up. You know?
I know exactly.
Even on small farms, though, like that's a standard practice.
My family has. My father bought land in the Coast Range 60 years ago. We got wood from my great-grandfather's chicken farm. He raised chickens at one time in North Plains. Working class. We built the cabin, and we still have it. And the Slavins down the road are dairy farm, and Billy and Ginger. They work really hard, and they produce. But you see it firsthand what's going on, and this is less industrial than some of the farms because when you go into Tillamook, there's a couple industrial farms. In fact, I asked one of the family members, "Do they go outside at all?" So these buildings are so big, and you look every time I drive by, I never see cows outside. And he said, "Oh, you mean the inside cows?" And I'm going, "Are you kidding?" And he goes, "Well, they let them go out once in a while, certainly, but they don't have enough land." And they're also growing GMO corn, 35,000 acres last year. Why? Well, because they sell it to Tillamook Cheese. Tillamook Cheese uses it in their ice cream because the butterfat content is higher. Okay, so now they have less pasture land. But anyway, you see these little commodes, these little compartments. That's babies. That's cows. Those are veal.
Yep.
And they're growing.
Well, those are actually the females. The male cows are kept separately.
Yes.
I don't know actually if they're kept in the huts, but
Well,
they're only raised for like 6 months, whereas the females are kept in those huts until they reach sexual maturity.
They keep some steers.
Yeah, to make more
More meat.
But you don't need that many, right?
No.
For every female, there should be a male also, statistically speaking.
Well, I think Tillamook Smokery is connected to all this industry.
I mean, Tillamook, let's say it's not Tillamook. It's one of these, people here. They're still gonna demand that someone be born into existence, regardless of that individual's purpose or preference, right? They're going to be used for whatever you birth them into existence for. Small farm is still going to make them get pregnant. If they don't get pregnant a certain amount of tries, they get sent somewhere typically. And it's expensive to maintain a cow or a goat if they're not going to produce anything that you can sell. So often they're culled or their life is taken.
My partner and I are very involved in the fiber world, and what you learn about sheep and goats is that there are farmers who let their sheep and goats grow old and die.
Yeah. But I mean, what I'm saying is we shouldn't be birthing them into existence in the first place just to be used. I understand someone being here and then, giving them a good life until they pass, but we shouldn't be demanding more into existence when we have alternatives.
Well, right. But like I said, the fiber world is a cooperative way of living with our animals are that.
You could grow other things though that could make fabrics.
Well, yeah, flax.
Yeah.
Look what cotton did.
Well, I mean, we can do it responsibly, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, no, we can be responsible with doing wool, alpaca.
Well, you can't though, because there's always a victim. That's the point. If you have to birth someone into existence, it's no longer fair because you're using someone like a tool, like an object.
A good perspective. Yeah, I can see that perspective, and you're right. It makes you think different because. You could find an alternative to all this.
Yeah, especially here in Portland, we're actually one of the most vegan cities in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have 2 vegan grocery stores.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, here, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Did I give you a card? I'm going to give you a card. I don't know if I gave you one already, but the colorful side shows you dominion. This is just standard practice of any industry. So I just encourage people to watch that to be an informed consumer. So you know that if you go into a store or the market and you pick up a product, you know what it is you're demanding because they're going to tell you that the animals are consenting, but we know you can't get consent from animals.
No.
So I just want to, and then the other side, if you want to reach out to us or find us, scan it. It'll take you to our Facebook.
Okay.
Or you can just look up anti-animal use on YouTube and you can find this live and see how we did.
Well, I thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, remind me your name again.
Mark.
Mark, it was lovely talking to you, Mark.
And yours was?
Anna.
Anna. Thank you, Anna.
It was great talking to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry I took so much time.
Oh no,
But
you're
anyway.
great. We covered a lot of things because you care about others, right? You're making a statement by saying we need to make change, by living that change you want to see. So I absolutely understand what you were saying, and I actually appreciate your stories.
I try to live a minimalist life.
Yeah.
But I did get new tires for my bike.
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. No, you deserve new tires for your bike. I don't hold that against you at all.
Well, my partner wants me safe, and that's how I sold it to them.
Safety is important.
Because they weren't cheap. So, but anyway,
take care of you for sure. If you can't take care of you're not doing well. You can't help others. So.
Well, thank you.
Right. Well, I appreciate you hanging out.
Take care.
Yeah, you have a good day. Thank you so much. And again, you can see this live on YouTube.
Okay.
So.
Well, I don't want.
Well, that's fair. You're great. You did fantastic. Thank you for talking to me, though. Yeah, you have a good day. He was very open to considering change. I don't know if it was genuine that he might do it, but he also, I don't know. It was hard to read because he's very much living the life of he doesn't want to see other exploitation. Like he's riding his bike and he's part of a group that's like part of society, so he's being a part of his community and he's always helping out with his family. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, I see. You guys can come in more. Anyway, so it was a long conversation, but he had a lot of good stories to share, and it just opened him up more to seeing that the patterns that he stands behind for principles are in veganism, and I think he was kind of having this moment of like, damn it, I have to make change. Okay.
It shows that they're at least like they're aware that they are capable of doing the change. Like if they're like upset that they have to change,
Exactly.
like at least they're like thinking
no,
that they
you're
can.
right.
At least they know that they can. So
Yeah.
rather than like people being like, but how am I supposed to go to the grocery store and whatever? It's like actually it's just the same way you go now. Just switch out the meat things.
Yeah, you just sit down a different aisle, or you just move your hand. It's really that simple. Yeah.
It's very easy.
Did you guys want to jump out there? Oh, awesome.
Cooper wants to.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Do you want someone to hold the sign for you?
Sure.
Do you want to hold it?
I can hold it for you.
Awesome. Which one would you like? Just the blue one?
Do you care? Do you care about your sign?
Fair, unfair, or honestly?
I mean, social experiments up here too, so it's not like it's not.
Okay.
If no one comes up and talks to you, you're welcome to like talk to the chat, read a couple questions. That
Okay.
might help sometimes. Makes you feel less awkward standing out there.
Yeah, I can bring it up.
How are we doing this sun thing? I feel like we should have.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it's just like this the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Should we do it the other way?
Let's see. If I was facing this
You
way,
guys would be like this, and the sun would be to your back.
that would work, I think.
Just like that.
Let's see.
And then show me the farthest back you want to stand.
Maybe like.
So like you'll probably stand here, and they'll probably stand
Okay.
here. Right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, this is nice. Good adjustment.
That look good?
Okay. And then we can adjust once they get there.
Should I stand here with your side?
Here we go.
Should I stand like this?
I don't know. Whichever.
Daniel says hi.
Hello to the chat.
Hi, Daniel. They say sun is too bright. It's just this corner though. You see how
Oh, it seems to be like a small adjustment. Maybe down a little? I don't know how bad that is. I'm like probably should wait a second, yeah. Got a bee on you. Hello, bee. Some good music at the market. Not sure if y'all can hear that at all.
working on fixing the angle.
Yeah, the sun is
sun's
creating
not
a pretty big glare, so getting that ironed out right now before we look to have a conversation. What do you think the view would be okay if I tried one? Like, I'm just not sure if I should ask people.
It'll be okay? Shit.
Hello.
Pressing others to be vegan is a religion.
The glare.
They're sucking their boyfriend's meat. Is that not vegan?
What did they say?
They're sucking their boyfriend's meat. Isn't that not vegan? There's
Consensual sex is vegan. But non-consensually using other animals is not vegan. And it's not fair from their perspective. Okay.
What's like their YouTube?
Oh, it's anti-animal use. That's what it is. Okay. Here, just do it like this, and then I'll move the other side. Hands. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay, well, it's gonna be in part of the picture.
The sun.
Okay.
Right there. All right, what do you guys think?
I'm okay with it. We're on YouTube live. Do you want to answer some questions?
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Do you want me to hold that? Yeah, okay. What is this?
It's a social or like a thought experiment.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What's your name?
Veronica?
Let's see. You can kind of see yourself on the screen.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, we have to come a little close. I'll step right here so I'm not
Okay.
right in your face. Okay. My name is Cooper. It's nice to meet you. How do you feel about animals?
I love animals. I'm vegetarian, so
You are.
I'm trying to be vegan.
You are.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to convert and like switch over entirely. Just try to like figure out protein and keeping healthy and everything.
Right. So you would say you're somebody who like understands the animals are like sentient and that like, they have personalities. Is that something you would say?
To an extent, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Do you care for any animals at your house or at home or anything?
Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah.
Who do you care for?
I have a cat at home. My boyfriend, his family has a cat sanctuary.
Oh, that's amazing.
So they really care about animals.
Clearly, if they have a cat sanctuary, yeah.
And there's little piggies, and you know what I mean? I care about animals. And
Yeah.
I like people that also care about animals too.
So, like, with your time that you spend with cats, like, is it clear to you that there's like a little person inside there? Sorry if this bee's trying to get you.
I noticed. I was like, oh.
Like, I wonder, like, do you think that cats can suffer?
Yeah, definitely. I think so, for sure.
Yeah. Do you think animals like cows, for instance, in the cow's milk industry or birds in the egg industries, do you think that they have the capacity to suffer?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just, if something as simple as just like, I'm not sure how like scientifically accurate this is, but like I have read about plants and you put them under certain conditions of types of music and they react to that, and it's even just like conditions such as that and their reaction to that. What do they think? Are they feeling anything? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So you one of the things that might prevent you from going vegan is like that you think that plants might feel too. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying yes to that.
Oh, it's
but
just
I'm
something
saying
you've heard?
that it's something that I have heard that I am open to. I think there's a lot of things we don't fully understand.
Right.
And to just fully say hey, they can't feel anything. It's like, do we really know that actually? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the way that I think about it is that what usually creates this like idea of feeling is having
I'm sorry,
like a brain.
I didn't realize how long this was going to take.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
going to
let you
actually
go.
have to go.
Can I give you a card, please?
Yeah, definitely.
It'll link you with some resources that might help you learn a little bit more about going vegan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.
Yes, that's perfect. Yes. That sucks. Didn't have much time.
Yeah.
You probably would have wanted to talk about the.
Yeah, I would want to talk a little bit more about the cows and birds that she was using, but I don't know. I think she was a little bit slim on time and also maybe a little bit uncomfortable by, having to think about those animals that she currently uses. But hopefully she'll look up the resources and maybe that could be the final push for her.
Rebecca passed them this booklet, and it's like just shows you how that you can be. Just says plant-based foods have all the protein you need, and it shows it's a resource for that. So hopefully that'll help them combat that part.
Yeah.
That's what they said was struggling.
I heard the word plants reacting, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, well, I thought it was important. Like, I just asked her, like, do you actually think that? And then she's like, well, it's more something that I've heard. And I was just trying to explain to her that the way I think about it is they don't have a brain or the typical organs and biological features that we think produce those experiences, such as pain and consciousness. So.
Yeah, they have no central nervous system. So they react, but it doesn't mean that they react the same way.
If she had given more time, or if she genuinely did care about those plants, that we could have also steelmanned her argument to show that there are fewer crop deaths and fewer plants in general being used from a plant-only food system than an omnivore one.
Yeah.
But we didn't quite get that far.
Yeah, I think her mom or somebody was off to the side because I was going to talk to them, but then they were like, oh, I'm with her, and they had some sort of I don't know, hot dog looking thing.
Interesting. Well, at first when she said she was vegetarian, I wanted to just maybe ask why not vegan. Like that was my first inclination, but then I just wanted to first address that like maybe she went for her own health. So I wanted to first establish that animals are sentient. And she did agree with that. She agreed that animals could feel. Which is the first step. Just got to look up those resources and...
Yeah, you gotta plant the seed, right? Sometimes that's all we can do. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Your little friend.
Like coming up, looking at me straight in the eyes.
Hey, you. Let's be friends. Who was it? Are you holding the sign for her? Oh, it's them. Yeah, come inside. They like the blue. I do.
Hello. Little lull in the market. Got some more people coming soon. Yeah, there's definitely a big difference between using plants and animals. There's a difference between stomping on a rose and stomping on a puppy's neck. Something very different between those actions. One of the entities is sentient and feels, and the other is not.
It's not a world national. I said a world national.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, Mabel, I came to show you my hat. You like my hat?
Hello. Hardest part for me is probably like just getting somebody to like kind of step aside. Like once I get to talking, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, they can like stress themselves into this. I honestly knew she could. I didn't know the stress. Had her checked out. I gave her.
No, sorry. I gotta get the flight later.
Darn.
Play a lot more on
Hi there. Want to answer some questions? Hello. What was that?
Hi.
I have a juice box.
It's
I don't have water.
I just have my water bottle.
I was just gonna. I didn't know there was
Anybody have time for a couple questions?
A lot of people coming through, but not people with time to talk.
Looks like someone yes.
Time for a couple
Must already be vegan.
Do you have time for a couple questions?
I wanted to get the whistler.
Oh, the whistler.
On camera for an interview.
Oh, were they whistling?
Well, that's the first time she's walked through ever since I've known her, or well, seen her for months. And she is not whistling today. I wonder what's going on.
Taking a break from the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, she whistles really, really good, you know.
Yeah, man, let them talk. Go ahead.
Hello.
What's your 10 questions? Like, how long will this take?
It'll be about 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll have
And it is on YouTube Live. Is that okay with you?
Cool. I'll come back to y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh-huh. Said he's going to come back.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Hello. You want to answer some questions? We're on live on YouTube.
You have time for a couple questions? Doing a social experiment?
We're live on YouTube.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
He's going to interview you.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Let's get you in frame. You are in frame. Okay. What is your name?
Zach.
Nice to meet you, Zach. I'm Cooper.
Nice to meet you, Cooper.
How do you feel about animals? What do you think of animals? You love them?
I mean, so many thoughts.
So many thoughts
Some are
come to
really
mind.
important for the ecology. Some are great as companions.
Do you have any companions at home?
2 cats.
2 cats. Okay. I wonder, with the time that you spend with your cats, what does that teach you about their feelings and their capacities?
Ooh. Well, it teaches you, well, I don't know. I feel like I've learned from my cats that they are very intelligent in their way. Like, they have their ways of communicating that are a little
right.
different.
They're meows. They're different meows.
Yeah, or different, like, oh, they're extra cuddly right now. They must be low on food in their bowl, or...
Yeah. My kitty will sometimes get my feet when it's time for dinner, and I'm saying, you're trying to hunt me?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you know, like the extra cuddles.
There's
the extra...
definitely the interactions.
Yeah. And then they just, like, you can tell when they trust somebody. When we have someone new come over, when there's a friend around, sometimes they're a little more hidden, a little more shy, and then sometimes right away they take to somebody and they just
some people they can feel it, and other people they're like, maybe not so much.
Yeah. So while they can't say it verbally,
you can see
tell
it through their
from
actions.
their cues, like how they're feeling about a situation.
Yeah. Do you think that your cats like have the capacity to suffer?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Is there ever been a time where you've seen your cat suffer?
Yeah, one of our cats recently developed some bladder stones. And we could tell initially she would go into the litter box and like scratch, which was unusual, and then like leave, kept going back. And then we noticed a little bit of blood spotting.
Yeah.
And she just seemed really uncomfortable, so we took her to the emergency vet and got that all checked out. And
so you have a recent experience that proves to you that like these animals definitely like they can experience things like pain and suffering. Yeah. This question might be a little bit more challenging, a little more confronting, but I'm wondering, do you think that animals like fish and birds and pigs, do they share this capacity with your cats? Like, do you think that they have the ability to be a little person and to suffer?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that we know that chickens and other like crows, ravens, tremendous intelligence.
Super intelligence, right?
So intelligent. Yeah.
I wonder if you think in 2025, like as people who live in Portland and we shop at grocery stores and farmers markets, do you think there's anything that we need from animals?
Anything that we need from animals, like to survive?
Right, to survive and thrive, like as people who live in Portland and, you know, we have the conveniences of grocery stores and farmers markets.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that everyone has to answer for themselves. I think that there's a symbiotic relationship that we have with animals, and there's a way to live within that. And then there's a lot of systems that we have in place that need to change drastically.
Right.
So
I agree, yeah.
Like every animal, every living thing has a natural life cycle, right? So if you take a cow, for example,
right?
If we took every cow that was on a farm right now and we just said, go be wild, what does that even mean?
Right, because they've been
we've
domesticated.
Altered those animals.
Correct.
So that would mean we're just going to watch them die, because, or even those that are on farms and say it's an organic farm and they're pasture raised and they're treated, that cow is still going to have a life cycle.
Right.
So at the end of that life cycle, we look at products like leather or things like that. Like we don't need to specifically raise them to kill them for that, but those animals are going to have an end of their life cycle.
Right.
And so is it beneficial to make use of every element of that animal as that life cycle? Or chickens,
wonder,
they lay eggs. And so there's that too. Like I understand people's ideas.
If I can get
and
back
thoughts
to just because I don't think that, I'm not sure if you heard the question. Do you think that there's anything? Well, because I think maybe it's a little bit complicated to think about what everybody needs. But do you think maybe if we're thinking about your situation in life, do you think that there's anything that you need from animals?
I can say that after experimenting with veganism and vegetarianism for 5 or 6 years, I can say that when I altered my diet and started including animal products back into my diet, I can say that I felt better. So
Like with your own health?
Yeah. From my personal experience, I do feel better when I have a little bit of red meat occasionally or a little bit of animal fat with like eggs or a dairy product or something like that. Everyone's different and they've all got to make their own decisions.
Right. I wonder, what is it specifically in these products that you think you couldn't get from plants?
It could just be the way the animal fat, maybe the vitamin D concentration, just maybe my body absorbed that more readily than a vitamin, a supplement.
If you found out that, like, right, because you tried like a plant-based diet, but if you tried a different plant-based diet and it didn't have these consequences for you, let's say you were surviving, thriving, your energy levels were okay, would you agree that that is in line with your principles if you think that these animals have the capacity to suffer?
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything.
Yeah.
And then that's why I tried the vegetarian diet, the vegan diet for a while.
We talk about veganism a lot as a culture, but I'm wondering, how would you define veganism? What do you think veganism is?
I mean, I would say avoiding the conscious consumption of a product that came directly from an animal or was taken from an animal.
That's close, and that's definitely something that vegans do, so you're on the right track. We define veganism here more precisely as like a principle against using animals.
Okay.
So I wonder, outside of food where you have
I
this
guess you could say
concern,
like leathers and things like that.
Like outside of food where you might have this hang up with your own health, I'm wondering, do you use animals for something like horse racing, or
no?
Would you use something like leather or wool?
Leather, wool, interestingly, depending on where it came from and like what the process was.
If you had an alternative, like there's two jackets and one uses the wool and one doesn't, would you feel any reason to purchase the one that doesn't have it?
I would say say one is wool and one is just a cotton or a hemp product, then I would probably choose like the cotton or the plant product.
Right.
But if one is a wool product and one is like a polyester product made from plastic, then I would choose the wool.
If you found out that the animals were being killed to produce this wool,
then I wouldn't choose it.
You wouldn't choose it?
No.
Right.
Right. But if it was, say, like an ethical farm and they were just shearing them as the wool grew, and then they took care of them the rest of the year, and then they sheared them when it grew thick.
Yeah. Do you think this principle also applies, or do you think it logically extends to our food choices in the sense that if we have a plant-based option, do you think that it's fair from the animal's perspective to use and kill them?
Well, plant-based option versus an animal option can get interesting ethically looking at. So, for example, I lived in California for a decade.
Right.
So, environmentally, almond farming can be very destructive.
Right.
So when someone's looking at like, I could choose
there
an
are
almond
almond-free
milk.
vegans. Like, actually, I don't buy almonds. So like
I think that's a great choice. So it always, I think with anything just like that, it depends on what we're talking about.
Right.
Like, are we talking about a farm that relies heavily on pesticides and things that can pollute our water supply, or things that take drastic amounts of water, versus a pasture-raised farm where animals are taken care of and given a better living.
I don't
their
dispute.
natural
Like,
life
I understand
cycle.
what you're saying, that they're much happier animals
Yeah.
while they're alive. I wonder, do you see an injustice in taking their life if we didn't need to? If we could have just ate, for instance, the plant-based burger instead, or a bowl of lentils and rice? Do you think it's fair from their perspective?
It's a interesting question. I think it's a philosophical question. It could go a lot of different ways.
What are your thoughts? Do you think it's fair from their perspective if you have another option?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has a lot of options. I don't think that fair is the way that I would measure it. I think that animals have always been a part of our, or for
Do you
as
think if
much
things
human
happen for a long time, do you think that makes it more fair or more ethical if it's happened for a long time?
No, in all situations, no.
Right.
I
right.
think
I'm sure
that-
we can think of human situations
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah,
we don't.
tons of them.
So many,
Yeah,
right?
Laws.
So do you think that because we've been using and killing animals for a long time, does that make it acceptable or fair for the animals?
I do think that for a lot of animals, like nature in general, animals eat animals. Fish eat other fish. Sharks
Sometimes
eat fish,
we'll
whales
notice
eat
like
fish.
patterns in nature which you and I might not agree with.
Yeah.
Such as sometimes like big cats will actually eat their babies.
Yeah.
I wonder, do you think that like if somebody was to go and eat a baby, like a human baby, that obviously wouldn't be right, even though it happens in
Correct.
nature,
Yeah.
even though it could be said
Sure.
to be natural.
Sure.
Do you think it's possible that like it's part of nature to use animals, or that it happens naturally, but that it could also be wrong when we have other options in 2025?
I wouldn't say wrong. I think that everyone is allowed to make their own choices. I wouldn't ever I consume animal products.
What do you think of from the animal's perspective? Like, I understand, like, it's you don't want to kind of like judge other humans.
Yeah.
But if there's just like a pig here, like, is it fair to them? Like, we have a vegan meal, we could eat that instead.
Sure.
Is it fair to stab them and kill them, or from their perspective, like?
I mean, I'm
like
sure.
you're going up to slit their throat, they run away, like they don't want to be used or killed. Is it, from their perspective, is this a just arrangement? Is it acceptable from their perspective?
If they were sentient and could say yes or no, I'm sure
They
would
are
choose.
sentient.
Oh, I'm sure they would
You
choose.
just mean like if
no.
they couldn't
If they
speak.
could communicate
Right.
it, I'm sure they would say, "No, don't kill me."
Right.
But I'm sure.
I'm actually an autistic person. There's actually a lot of nonverbal autistic people.
Sure.
Do you think that we matter any less because sometimes we don't speak or we
No,
can't
not at
voice
all.
it? But just like you said at the beginning of the conversation, even though animals maybe don't, like you were talking about your cats, they
Yeah.
don't literally speak words like English
Sure.
like you and I.
Yeah.
We can tell through their body language and their actions how they're feeling.
Yeah.
And I wonder, from their body language and how animals react to being hurt and to
Sure.
being stabbed,
Yeah.
do you think we can surmise from that they don't want that to happen to them?
Yeah, and I do think there's a lot of situations, like if you look at factory farms,
Right.
those are devastating from.
Let's think about one pig though, like a
Every-
really happy pig.
Yeah.
Like a really happy pig.
Sure.
Is it okay to stab this pig if we have another option? What do you think? What's your heart say?
I don't have an ethical problem with someone consuming animal products. I don't have a problem with it. I know that some people do.
Well, do you think it's fair from the animal's perspective? Because that's a little bit of a different question.
Fair as opposed to
As to being unfair, something they didn't want.
So the pig, okay, so in the other direction, if the pig is alive, eventually the pig is going to die. Yes?
Right.
So what do you think is the best use
So
of
like
the pig
when
in that
when my dog
situation?
died a few months back,
Yeah.
what we did was we cremated them.
Okay.
We didn't decide to grab our forks and knives and chop them up.
Sure.
So
But
it's
that's
part of
cultural more than.
Do you think the fact that it's cultural to use fish, pigs, and these other animals, does the fact that something is cultural, does it make it acceptable?
Depending
Has
on
there
the
been
situation.
cultural things? Has there been something cultural that you can imagine
Sure.
which is not right or which is unacceptable?
Yeah, and I think that every situation individually depends on the
But therefore,
specific
like,
situation.
do you think that we could say it's not because it's culture then? It's not right to use and kill animals because of culture. If culture can lead us to right conclusions, to wrong conclusions, to fairness, to unfairness,
Yeah.
then we can't use culture to use animals. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, and that's why
Yeah.
I think every situation needs to be looked at
Right.
on an and the whole ethos of the situation, and not just painting.
And what about
like,
you?
Meat or no
Yeah.
meat, or fish or no fish, because like overfishing is a terrible situation. We're
Right,
seeing
definitely.
Like I just saw a couple of days ago that thousands of penguins in the Arctic have died because
Right.
of overfishing, because they don't have the access to the sardines and the anchovies that usually move down. So in that situation, I can confidently, ethically say we are overfishing our oceans, and we need to be drastically more concerned about that.
I want to get back to like the individual animals. So like there's one fish. They're a really happy fish, and we're only going to pull one out of the river. But we could have just eaten something. We could have ate something else instead. Do you think the experience of pulling the fish out of the water where they can breathe into an environment where they're suffocating now, do you think that's fair from their perspective when we have options and when we live in 2025? Do you think it's fair?
I understand we have options. I don't think that it's unfair.
Why?
I think people have the ability to make that choice. If someone wants to...
Do you agree that it's
we know that
unnecessary?
it's not toxic to the human. We know that it's...
But it is to the animal, right? It takes their whole life from them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a part of the life cycle of nature. Like the Lion King, the circle of life.
Kind of going in a circle because
for that.
we're going in a little bit of a circle here because we did talk about nature.
Right.
And we agreed that something isn't acceptable because it's natural. Remember we talked about...
Not everything.
Right. And not using animals can't be justified because it's natural. Because there are things which are natural which are good and which are bad.
Justification.
Right. So there's some other reason why it's okay. So why do you think it's okay if we have another option to kill an animal?
I think that every option needs to be considered in its entirety, and just because like you could eat a bagel instead of the fish doesn't mean
you could
that
eat something healthier than just bread.
Yeah, sure, but again, that's always you have to look at every impact of each choice. I don't have a problem if somebody wants to responsibly fish.
Do you think the fish have a problem with it when they're being suffocated?
Well, I mean, usually when somebody goes fishing and they catch the fish, they're killing the fish pretty quickly.
Well, they come out of the water, they're kind of wriggling around, right? They're suffocating. That entire moment, they're suffering.
Yeah, and I understand having compassion for that. And
well, do you think we should not do it if we don't need to?
I don't think we need to stop people from fishing.
Well, it's hard to talk about everybody else because we can't be responsible for everybody's actions.
Of course.
But you yourself,
right?
Do you think it's okay to kill a fish when you don't need to?
I mean, I don't, but like I don't fish is what I'm saying. I don't have a problem if somebody does fish.
Right. So which animals do you use again?
I consume beef products, chicken products.
So do you think it's okay to kill a chicken or a cow for you when you don't need to? Do you think it's fair to them?
I think that fair is an interesting word to use in the conversation, as though the chicken is going to... Ethical? I do feel like it can be done in an ethical way that
if you didn't need to at all, right?
Animal.
So you didn't need to cut the bird's head off at all, but you cut their head off anyway. Could that be ethical?
You're starting from a foundation of saying no death of animals at human hands.
No killing.
Yeah.
Animals are going to die, but do you think we should kill them if we don't need to?
Right, but you're starting from a hard stance if that's your opinion.
Would you accept dog farming?
Of what farming?
Dog farming.
No, puppy mills are terrible.
So, but you do support cow farming and pig farming. I'm wondering, what do you think the difference is between a dog and a pig, which makes it okay to kill the pig but not the dog?
Well, okay, so let's look at that. So puppy mills, for example, a lot of
what's the difference between the dog and the pig first?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you exactly why I have a difference of opinion with that.
Okay.
Because these people that run puppy mills will breed dogs. Oftentimes, they won't take them as puppies into veterinarians to make sure that they have the vaccinations that they need.
Same happens to animals in animal ag, but yes.
Yeah, it can, and that's what I said. There's a very big difference between
they're both wrong.
A pasture-raised farm and a factory farm. If you want to talk about factory farming, I'm with you 100%.
With the pasture-raised animal, with the happy pig.
Yeah,
Do you think it makes a difference whether a pig is happy or sad when you kill them when you don't need to? Does it make a difference whether they're happy or sad?
I do think that the life cycle of the animal is important.
Do you think that the fact that they're a happy pig, does that make it okay to kill them when you don't need to?
I think that the end result...
Is it okay to kill a happy dog?
No, because if you're killing a happy... You're not killing it for consumption.
To eat them.
You're not... But why... I think that would be a strange thing to do.
Is it ethical? Is it fair to the dog?
In my opinion, it's not.
When we could have
Those
just
are
ate
my
the lentil
ethics.
soup instead. Yeah, right.
So
if
every
your
choice
ethics,
has to be
if your
individual.
ethics dictate that it's wrong to kill a dog for food, why is it okay to kill the pig and the cow when you don't need to? What's the difference between the animals?
Generally, well, in this situation, the dog and the pig, it would be cultural because we look at dogs
We
as
agree culture doesn't
companions.
justify.
And I
Yeah.
know not in every situation, but I'm
So-
telling you for my choice, why I would view it as different. Because in my opinion,
But in your opinion, does culture justify? Does it being cultural justify
every
using the
time.
pig if
Not
you
every-
don't need to? I wonder, there are people in the world who find it cultural when they farm dogs. Do you think it's justified when they farm and kill dogs to eat them because it's part of their culture?
I wish that they wouldn't.
Why?
I mean, I don't know
why
that happens or where that happens.
It does, definitely happens. I'm wondering
Okay.
why you want it to stop.
I would prefer for them to, because we know that dogs can be so beneficial as companions, and we know
Because we
that
can get
dogs-
companionship out of dogs, therefore we shouldn't kill them? That's the reason?
Yeah, and
Okay,
I
let's
think that
imagine
the
a stray
whole-
dog who's really vicious, right?
Uh-huh.
They're nobody's companion. They'll
Okay.
never be a companion.
Yeah.
Is it okay to kill them and eat them if you don't need to?
I wouldn't do it.
But why would you kill the pig and the cow then? What's the difference?
I think
Do you
that.
think there is a difference, or do you think they both feel and they both want to live, and we don't need to kill
Well,
either
that
of them?
I'm not disputing that. I'm sure if the
Yeah.
dog could speak to you, or the pig could speak to you,
They'd say
or
the same thing,
the
right?
chicken could speak to you.
So why treat them
Sure,
differently?
in their
Why
way.
kill some and not others if they'd all say the same thing? Do you think it makes sense?
I think that life cycles are life cycles, and some people choose to eat meat, and some people don't.
Right.
Some people like
if
them.
it's a choice,
Like, for
why
some
would
people-
we choose to do it? If we have a choice not to,
Because
and these animals want to live and they don't
We
want to
all
be killed.
have free will.
We
I
can
mean,
choose to
somebody's-
use animals, but is it a good
Correct.
choice? Is it an ethical choice?
I mean, that's
From
for
the animal's
everyone
perspective.
decide to say. Like
No,
someone's
for you
choice
though.
could simply be
well,
because
for you,
it's
wrong for the
delicious.
dogs. I'm wondering, why is it okay for the cow and the pig for you if it's wrong for the dog? Do you think you have contradiction there?
Why? Oh, sure. In the way that I view the animals, yeah, yeah, because I view like dogs and cats and puppy mills and people abandoning stray cats and things like that. I view that very different than somebody rearing an animal from birth and raising it.
That's so much
through
worse,
its
right?
life
Because then they
cycle.
actually kill them. It's so much worse, factory farms. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
Right.
well, factory. Like I would compare factory farms to puppy mills to people that.
And what about killing happy
don't
animals?
Spay and neuter. Well, okay. So let me ask you this: should people spay and neuter their cats?
Absolutely.
So we should take away their ability to reproduce?
Well, we've domesticated cats.
Sure.
And we have an abundance of cats in shelters.
Right.
And they're actually killing them by the thousands
Yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
year.
No, I agree
so
with
there's
you.
A moral, so there's a moral obligation to rescue cats
Yeah.
rather than purchase them from breeders who continually do that. And we can prevent this surplus of cats.
Sure, but
this
if we
huge
could
overflowing of
speak to
cats,
the cats-
by not allowing them to reproduce.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with
If
you.
we could talk to them
I'm
and
just
say
saying,
not to,
if
I
we
would,
could
yeah.
ask the cats
I would.
and say, "Hey, bud, like, we're going to cut your balls off. How do you feel about that?" Like, do you think the cat would probably say, "Please don't do that to my body"?
Yeah, but it's in their best interest. Do you think it's in the best interest of the pig or the cow or the bird for them to be killed for you when you don't need to eat them? Is it in their best interest?
That individual, and no, it's probably not in their best interest.
So there's a
but
difference,
we
yeah.
need to look at things. I think it's important to look at
So-
every system.
Yeah.
Like the way animals live,
Yeah.
the way they interact while they're alive, the way they're killed, the way
Right.
they're raised.
So to bring it back,
Mm-hmm.
like you agree that these animals have the capacity to suffer and that they feel
Sure.
pain and that they're conscious.
Yeah, of course.
So and you also recognize that we don't need to use them. Like we live in Portland, we don't have to. So
well,
do you think
need? I don't know if I agree with you. Need is different for everybody.
well, what for you?
For me, like I said, I experimented with a vegetarian and a vegan diet for over 5 years. And I found that when I started to add animal products back into my diet, I felt better. So that's all I can say. I can say for me personally, I was open to all of the ideas and everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's why when I
Would you be
decided
open
to
to, like,
choose to consume animal products,
Right.
I chose to consume them in a very different way and make sure that I'm looking specifically at what animal products I'm purchasing, who they're coming
if you
from,
found out that like
what the
this
system
isn't
is.
a genuine obstacle, maybe you found out some new information, some recipes, some food groups that you weren't eating before. If you found out that there was a different way of eating plant-based that allowed you to survive and thrive, do you agree with me that it would be as unnecessary and wrong to kill the pig as it is to kill the
I'm
dog?
always I'm always open to trying things, and I
Right.
still do. So
Good for
when
you.
new products come out, there's a new veggie burger, there's a new field
you.
roast. I'll still try it,
Right.
and I include it in my diet regularly because I don't
Why not
want
just
to.
swap them? Why not just swap them when you know that you can?
Well, I do sometimes. Yeah.
But why not totally? What stops you from just, revisiting?
Because I do know that, like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, it's fine.
Mhm.
I know day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, I know that I feel different.
Right.
And then a little bit of beef, a little bit of chicken. And I would say more, it's like red meat. I feel more the difference in my energy levels, in my dreams.
If you found out that you were getting more energy, more than you're actually getting from eating the cow, you were getting more energy from eating a dog, would you do it? Would you eat the dog to get that benefit?
Oh, no, I wouldn't. But we've already established that because in my mind, I view them differently. Like, I wouldn't do it.
But you acknowledge that they're the same in their capacity to suffer. So I wonder, why is it okay
Yeah, I
to
mean,
do
I
it to
think
the
that
pig?
if a horse breaks its leg, it feels pain just like if a dog
Right.
is injured
Definitely.
or something like that. Yeah, I agree completely. I think that like de-beaking, that's a nasty thing to do.
But they do that to all the birds you eat.
Or
So when you go to like the farmer's market or the grocery store and you give them your money for these products, there's a certain amount of animals who go through these practices, who have the knife meet their throat for you specifically.
right, but I mean like while the de-beaking isn't something that happens at every farm. It does
It's
happen at a
standardized,
lot
about
of
99%.
factory
Yeah.
farms. Yeah, and that's why it's very important that we look very specifically on who we're getting our food from.
Yeah,
and that
but
we have a
regardless of who it comes from,
relationship
it
with
came
them.
from a bird who wanted to live, who didn't need to
Well,
die,
sure.
but they were killed unnecessarily. Would you agree that they are killed
But see, I think
unnecessarily?
that sometimes in this conversation you're injecting your opinions into the words, so it's not an either or question.
From the
when,
bird's
when
point
you
of
say
view.
like unnecessarily, like that's coming from your ethics and your point of view and your
Right.
opinion,
Right.
and not general like life of the world.
If you found out that everybody could be plant-based healthfully and that the problem wasn't the plant-based diet, but it was the implementation of it by people who maybe didn't have the full knowledge or the full background to know how to do it, if you found that out, if you found out it was possible for you to be plant-based, would you find it an obligation to leave the animals be, to not use and kill them?
I mean, hypotheticals are always interesting.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that in a perfect world, if no animal would ever have to suffer or
For
ever
you.
die,
Well,
or
animals are going to suffer and die, but if they
Right.
didn't have to suffer or die for you, would that be a good thing?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Okay. Well, I would love to connect you with a resource that shows you some of those different health-related information. It allows you to figure out maybe some gaps that might have been present last time, and that might help you take another jab at it. Because it sounds like you're a compassionate person, and that
Yeah.
you do care about these animals. You know they suffer, and you're holding on to. I think from what I hear is that you might think you need to do it to some extent.
Well, not think. See, that's again, I think some of your things you're saying are coming from your frame of reference.
Right, but
It's
we do
not
have
that-
empirical evidence.
Right, but it's not that
which is
I
higher quality than
think.
anecdotes.
It's that I also went to school for nutrition and science, so it's not that I'm not just making stuff up. It's like I know how my body felt. I know. So it's not like I was vegan, I just ate pizza.
Would you be open to information that showed otherwise?
Always, and I'm always looking at information.
Well, I'd love to share a card with you. I really enjoyed this interview. I hope it's been engaging and I know I've pushed you on a few things, and I hope that maybe it's expanded your perspective a touch.
Well, no, because I think we agree on a lot of what we're saying, and I know
You're
that
right,
in
yeah.
a perfect
We've been
hypothetical
agreeing
world,
on a lot,
there would
yeah.
be no pain, there would be no suffering for anything, for anyone.
And if you could
But
survive plant-based, then it would be the case for those animals who were being used
survive,
for you.
I know I could be alive plant-based.
Right,
Yeah.
but we're all surviving, we're thriving. There's
Yeah,
millions
we're
of vegans across the world. There's vegan bodybuilders, vegan Olympic athletes, all of them.
There
right?
is. Yeah.
And there's empirical
Do you
evidence.
Think that, Okay, so let's go beyond the ethical of. I know that from your.
We're
frame,
here
what
for the
we're talking
ethics,
about,
so
right,
I might
we're
not be
talking about
interested. Yeah.
Eating and being alive, but what about the ethics environmentally?
It's certainly worse for the environment to not be vegan as well.
Do you think that's true in all cases? Because I
Yes.
think there might be some blind spots in how you're looking at everything.
So is it because you imagine we need to grow more plants in order to support a vegan food system or a
just
plant-based
even
food
in
system?
our current agricultural system, there are a lot of downfalls to the way
like
we're
human
doing
exploitation?
things. Yeah, well, not just that. I mean, monocropping is a disaster.
Right, so the bulk of
ecologically and
monocropping is actually
environmentally.
fed to animals so that humans can use and eat them.
Yeah,
So
but
if
a
we
lot of
want to
our grain
minimize
supplies in
monocrop,
general, though.
yeah, right. But if we want to minimize monocropping, then the way to do that is to go plant-based. We actually have another source on here that shows that it's actually the largest study ever conducted on the matter.
That contributes to all of it. I just think that there are some blind spots sometimes, or pesticide use. Like, not everything that we do in the
Right.
plant world is perfect.
No, we should definitely address those too. My point is just like we should address that and go
Yeah.
plant-based as well. But if if we were to imagine if we didn't adjust any of those other atrocities, or injustices rather, in the
Sure.
plant food system, they would be happening less frequently if we ate the plants directly, because there would be fewer plants being grown overall. Does that make sense?
It does in theory.
Well, it's
But in
necessarily true because
practice, we
animals eat
don't.
way more plants than us.
Oh, yeah, if you're looking at
Right.
by volume, like cows, but that's why it's
Yeah.
important to graze them and not have grain-fed animals and what we're feeding them. It's important to take in every aspect of our food system.
Yeah,
into
well, we're
account.
going in a little bit of circles, so I think we'll wrap it around here because we've talked about happy animals, and we can agree that it's not. Well, I don't know if we can agree, but I would posit
happiness
it's
is
not
an objective measure
that it's
because
not.
we can't ask them.
Well, you're saying that they're happy. I'm not saying they're happy. You're saying they're pasture raised, they're happy animals,
Well, I
they're
didn't
not
say
suffering.
happy, better taken care of.
Okay, do you think it's okay to kill animals who are better taken care of if we don't need to? If we have another
But again,
option?
see, that's saying like empirically that you think 100% that we don't need to.
There
And
is empirical
I
evidence to that
don't
fact.
think that that's the case. And I
if
know
you saw
from
that
my
empirical
personal
evidence,
experience,
would you rethink it if you saw that evidence?
Well, so have you ever seen something that was stated as a fact and then later changed your mind and believed that that's not actually a fact?
That is actually the idea that we need to eat animals. That was proven not to be a fact to me.
Okay, to you.
Well, through the evidence.
Yeah,
High
yeah.
quality evidence, peer-reviewed evidence rather than an anecdote, a personal
Right.
anecdote.
And then in my so I believed that too. And then my personal experience showed me, for me, that wasn't the case.
Right.
Could I live? Yeah. Was I thriving? Was my health optimal? No.
Right. Well, what we're seeing is that a lot of the worst impacts to human health actually come from eating animals. So,
Yeah.
well, they do. Heart disease does come from eating animals. This is something we do know as well empirically.
Contributes.
It causes, actually. Dietary cholesterol causes atherosclerosis, hard word to spit out, but that's heart disease. So we do know that. But what I will do is we'll wrap this up and I'll leave you with a card just that shows you that health-based information, because you seem like somebody who would actually seek that out. And if you found out that you could, you sound like somebody who would make the switch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I keep trying things.
Right. Good for you. And I
Yeah,
love that.
open to
I'm
anything.
the same way. Like if somebody tells me about a new composting technique or a new recycling, I'm like, let's make the world a better
I'll
place.
try it. If somebody's like, hey, this is a veggie burger and it's better than any burger you've ever had, I'm down. Let me try it.
Right. I'll leave you with one difficult question.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap it up and be
Sure.
done. Until you decide to go plant-based and vegan, there will be some animals being sent to a slaughterhouse for you.
Yes.
How quickly, from their perspective, should you make the change?
I think that I should make a change at any point where I find something that works for me.
So you're not thinking about them, you're thinking about
not
you?
Just, well, of course, we should all, I mean, for me to live and to thrive, I have to think about me and my individual choices. So, again, I think that from a base perspective, your base perspective is that no one should consume animal products.
Right. And you believe that for dogs too. So we come with commonality.
Yeah.
You just admitted that you have a contradiction with other animals.
I do, sure.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's a difference between humans and animals, and I feel like there's a difference in species
Between
of
me and
animals.
you.
Yeah, of course.
But we wouldn't kill me and you because we're different.
Of course.
We shouldn't kill animals because they're different.
Not because they're different, no.
Yeah.
But because
especially when we don't need to.
I'm going to consume it, and I respect its life cycle, and I think that we should all have reverence for the animal's life cycles.
I agree.
And appreciate them.
We should appreciate animals while they're alive. I just disagree that we should use and kill them when we don't need to. And I understand that you're coming to some problems with this need question.
That we don't agree on.
But I can definitely leave you with this information, and you can see where it takes you.
Yeah.
And you can ask yourself, like, when you're looking in the mirror after you review this information, do I want another animal to be killed for me, if knowing that it's not necessary?
Every choice that we make.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm working on it.
We consume,
right.
The amount of trash we create.
I went to a zero waste store yesterday, and
That's
it was amazing. And
I'm trying so hard to find every bit of plastic packaging that I can eliminate.
Good for you.
So
continue thinking about this.
Yeah.
Continue reflecting.
Yeah.
Continue thinking about these animals.
Yeah, we all should.
I appreciate this conversation.
Cool.
Oh wait, this is a different one. It's not the one I attended.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Just kidding.
So on this side, it connects you with Dominion, but you can also scan the QR code and it will take you to some resources on the health aspects that we discussed.
Sure.
Something else that can be really powerful on this side is the Dominion movie. It goes over not like aberrations and like horrible treatments, but just kind of the standard practices within factory farms and slaughterhouses.
Sure.
So maybe even if you don't contribute to the factory farms, you'll at least see the same slaughterhouse practices that the pasture-raised animals go through,
and
you can decide whether you want to
totally
contribute.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure we agree on. We probably agree on everything up until the point of like consumption of animal products at all.
Well, I think even we agree that there is a level of unfairness to it, because you said it's a contradiction and you wouldn't do it for dogs. So I think we even agree on that point.
And unfairness is something that sometimes we get to look at from a luxury position.
Do you think the animals have it luxurious?
Do you like the choice, right? So I know that you started this premise with here in Portland, Oregon.
That was specific.
Our choices.
Yeah.
That's a very specific.
Well, anyone who can
question
go to
in
a
this
grocery
moment.
store really is what I'm talking
in the
about.
world?
Most grocery stores in the world, they have beans, they have
But
rice, they have
not
legumes, they have
places in the
potatoes,
world. Like,
they have
so you
sweet
think
potatoes.
you think living people all over the planet have the same?
No, I think
access
everybody
and
who
options?
has access to options should exercise those options.
Sure.
Like for instance, you and I, we could
Yeah.
not kill birds, we could not kill cows. And I'm just saying that like, if you find out through this resource that that's probably something that you should be looking into. I don't mean in a judgmental way. It just seems like it's in line with who you are and our shared principles.
Yeah, and like I said, I agree. Up until like the one base issue of just consuming the animals, I think we're in the same spot.
Yeah. Well, consider watching that documentary and decide if you want animals to continue to go through that for you. Just continue thinking about this.
Yeah.
Don't let this be the last time you ponder it.
Oh, never.
Yeah.
Never stop thinking.
Okay. Well, thank you for the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it. You have a great day.
You too.
It was
Take
nice
care.
to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just ready for him.
Yeah, no worries. Long combo.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, just passing it around. How's everyone doing, actually? I wanted to check in. Oh, Rebecca, you were having a conversation.
Oh,
Let's hear about
yeah.
it.
I was talking to his girlfriend, and apparently she was vegan for a while and said that she started eating dairy again a little bit for health reasons, and I challenged her on that, and she said, you're right, it's not good for me. Sorry. Gave her the resources. She works with marginalized people, so she does some good work. So, and she
Caring
understands.
about others frequently.
Yeah, she understands why we're out here and why it's so important. So, yeah,
That's so good.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that you had a beautiful conversation.
Yeah,
I'm sad
yeah,
we
it was
didn't get to
good.
I'm
record
glad
it.
that I really do like because I think you guys were doing it last time when I was
Yeah.
watching too, like just like tackling the partner or the friend or whatever as well, because like I feel like it
Yeah.
helps more constructive conversations happen after for sure.
Yeah.
Double
Rebecca,
team.
I was gonna say Rebecca figured that out last time. She was like, "Oh, I find that when you're talking to someone and then I talk to the partner, they talk later, and then
Yeah.
solidifies the seed that we just planted."
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, super genius. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, we got to try all different types of things to
Right.
make
That's
change
right.
happen. Yeah.
That's right. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like you guys had a long conversation. Okay, that one's still muted, right? Okay, good. Just want to make sure. How's everyone doing? My hair is just in my face. I can't stand it. Save the broccoli. Well, if you want to save plants, you should go vegan. Can we move this back? Oh, yeah. There we go. Now we don't have to worry about the sun anymore. Yeah, that's nice. Put this back down that way. Hold on a second.
We went through culture, we went through nature, we went through the whole then we went back to it.
Okay, might have to move things, but at least it's back. Gosh, long hair problems. Let's get out of my face.
That's why I was trying to tell that.
Okay, that's great. We're here for the animals, though, not really so much genetically modified organisms, but we're here standing up for sentient beings. Get in there with your face. Yeah, my hair looks fluffy for some reason. I just brushed it, but it is so fluffy. Let's do a little flip. Gives everyone a little, this piece here. Okay, guys. Hey.
And he was in the beginning he was saying like,
If you're worried about a veggie,
Campaign contributions? I need Oregon voters. Anybody?
I am not from Oregon either.
Okay, trying to keep.
Very excited.
She's like, I did my part. Yeah, if I was from here, I absolutely would sign many of those because I care about others and don't think that wealthy people or people in power should have sole access to our resources. I think that we should have some say. Okay, come on here. Ugh. All right, well, it's gonna have to be good enough. Here we go. Stand like over here. That looks pretty good. Dude, I cannot handle the hair in my face. Let's go. Let's go.
13 hours.
Hey, do I answer a few questions? Can I answer a few questions? Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Is that okay?
I guess so until it's not.
Yeah. You feel comfortable to step away. I'll just have you step in frame just right there.
Okay.
And I'll put the sign down. There we go. Sorry, gloves are hard to hold on to things. So my name's Anna. What's yours?
John.
John? Let
Yeah.
me meet you, John. What brings you to the market?
Just came here for some beans.
Nice. I love beans. So we're just asking people about the dynamic between the powerful and the powerless.
Okay.
And again, feel free if you feel uncomfortable or it's gotten to its climax that we just end the conversation. Should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless?
That's a complicated question. I feel like not really the type of question I can just like say yes or no to right off the bat.
Could I rephrase it maybe to help clarify it?
Sure.
So oppression means prolonged cruel treatment. So essentially I'm trying to say, does the right, if they're powerful, do the powerful have the right to be unfair and unkindly for their own benefits to others? Like to use if they're really muscly, do they have the right to use that against those that are not strong?
How would you define the word right?
For you specifically, your moral paradigm, how you see things as right and wrong, do you think that someone who's powerful should have the right, as in they're allowed to, morally speaking, everyone accepts it and says that it's the right thing, the good thing to do?
Yeah.
Should they have the right? Like, you have a right to your autonomy, right? I shouldn't do anything to you because you have rights to yourself.
Yeah.
Should the powerful have the right to do that to other people's bodies?
I mean, it's a complicated question.
Could you give me an example where it would be morally acceptable for the powerful to oppress the powerless, treat unfairly?
I think as a society, we do it all the time, I think.
Oh, so I'm not asking about what is. Asking about your moral preferences.
Well, I think that it's there's like, I don't think there's any such thing as like a moral vacuum. Like, you know, I'd love to
I'll put it
sit
this
here and
way.
say, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus, and he believes that, every person is valuable and meaningful, and every soul matters, and like I do believe that. But then when it comes to like freedom, like how do you get that freedom?
I'm not talking about what is, remember. I'm talking about what you specifically morally prefer.
Yeah, I mean, in a vacuum.
Not a vacuum, your preference.
Like if I was all powerful, I would do my best to prevent oppression.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not right to force your purpose onto somebody else, correct?
But that's in a scenario where I'm all powerful, right? I have the power to end hunger,
Okay, so someone who is just a regular human, just like you and I, but they're in a powerful position. Let's say, actually, we'll make it even more simple. A parent is in a powerful position relative to their child, right?
Right. I think that's a great example of where oppression happens, and we sort of allow it because the opposite is an even worse oppression, right? How do you, like, if a parent is telling their child you have to do the dishes,
that's not oppression.
But maybe to the child it is, right? Like, as a child,
what is oppression again?
Well, you define it for me again.
Yeah,
How did you?
Yeah, it's being treated unfairly.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say
like a
that.
child might think it's unfair that I have to do the dishes. Because here's an example. My mother, she had silver, like silverware, like made of silver, and it had to be polished constantly. And she always made my brother and I do it, and we always resented it because it's like you could get stainless steel silverware. So for us, that was oppression.
All right, so let's find ground where we actually agree. Do you think human slavery is moral?
No.
Okay, so we do have common ground.
Yeah.
We do find that forcing another human to live the purpose that we force on them is immoral.
Right.
Regardless of my abilities over them.
Yeah, I think slavery is definitely solidly wrong. But then, I started to wonder how much is like stuff like student loans a form of slavery, and we just allow people to take $100,000 in debt when they have no idea whether they're going to be able to pay it off or not.
Well, so is it that someone who's taking out the loan is the bad person, or is it the one
Right,
that's...
like they made the choice to take the loan out, but they weren't necessarily informed about
exactly
what would happen. So, and then there is an entity out there, profiting off of them and, keeping them...
Do you find that moral?
No, I mean, I don't find that moral, but it's, also at the same time, like the other side of that coin is without student loans, there'd be a lot less people able to go to college.
Yes and no, because there are other solutions that could be proposed, but that's the one that we're using. So I don't disagree that it's still not a great
I would
solution.
fully agree there's definitely probably a better way to do it than student loans.
Yeah.
But then what is that, right? And
Well, so I'm personally not in that headspace right now, but I think that humans coming together that are prioritizing each other's well-being can come to a solution for that. And that's actually why I'm here talking to people about the animals, because I think that in your day-to-day life you can make change that can have profound effects in your own principles. You know, I know that we all have different principles, and there are some people that have really immoral principles, in my opinion, right? There's different people all over the place, but I can be in control of my actions. I don't have to demand someone's exploitation.
Okay.
So what about the animals that we send to slaughterhouses and use for exploitation, or use for clothing and experimentation? Would you agree that we're exploiting them?
Well, I think that's a huge leap, because we talked about slavery, and that's a human enslaving another human.
I just want to be clear, I'm not saying they're the same thing. I'm just taking a situation where someone was robbed of their freedom and used. Their own interests were not considered. It was the benefit of whoever was using them. So it's a similar situation that a sentient being was robbed of their own purpose.
So that's kind of the key point, is a sentient being. Like, do we know that animals are sentient beings?
We do actually.
Do we?
Yeah. So we have the Cambridge.
Can you tell me the like literature that proved that?
Yeah, so the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness and the New York Declaration of Consciousness, they go over thousands of behavioral studies and anatomy, and they found that animals are actually very much like us. They are sentient, they respond to pain, and then they change their behaviors when they experience this. They also recognize faces, and they make preferences as far as like who they want to be around and who they want to avoid. So since we know that they care what happens to them,
I'm curious if there's literature that disputes that, because I wouldn't be surprised if there is.
So when you poke an animal with a sharp object, what happens?
I mean, obviously they experience pain.
Yeah. But they leave it, right? They're showing their preference to not experience that, right? Yeah, they want to keep living. They care what happens to them, and that's all that matters. They can suffer, and they want to see the next day. So and that's just like us, you know. We just want to see the next day.
It's not just like us, though, because animals' ability to think and have actual like self-awareness is not equal to humans.
Well, let's say we had a human that
it's not possible to communicate with animals.
So let's say we had a human that couldn't communicate, that lost their sapience, which is the ability to think about thoughts.
Yeah, but that's a slippery slope. I mean, that's still a human that we know it has self-awareness.
Why do we still respect that human?
Because we know that humans have self-awareness, and we know that animals don't have the cognitive abilities that humans do. What
if they're not so much self-aware, but they are still making preferences? Because there are humans like that.
Like your argument is like, okay, well, somehow it's okay to enslave like less intelligent humans, but I don't see animals as like being on a spectrum of intelligence.
Okay. Would you be willing to look into that information? Because the animals, they do care what happens to them.
Sure.
They care about those that are around. They care about their families.
Yeah.
They may have a different
Animals also rip people to shreds if you put a person and a bear in the woods. The bear's going to rip the person to shreds and not think twice about it. So.
Do you know the term moral agent?
No.
It's okay if not. So moral agent just means someone who's able to understand morality, that it's complex, that it needs to be weighed out. A moral agent, for example, would be like you and I. A moral patient, though, is someone who may or may not know.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
So my question for you, you have a human and you have a mouse, and you have to torture one.
To torture one?
You have to.
Okay.
There's some force out there that's requiring you to do one or the other.
Yeah.
Which would you choose?
My value is with the human.
Okay.
But let me give you another scenario that's similar. There's an old person, old human, and a young baby in a fire. Who are you going to save?
Probably the one that's closest.
Just who's ever relatively closest to you?
Yeah, whichever one's easier to save.
Whoever you valued more in that situation, does that give you now the right to exploit the other?
Right, but I'm not valuing either in that situation.
Well,
I'm just saving the person
this
I
is a
can
value
save.
Yeah, what you're talking about is a value system, and that's fine. You have a system of like, who am I going to save based off, proximity in that situation? Probably if it was between your family and my family, you're going to lean with your family, right? Those are your value systems. But regardless of.
I think there's systems we share as humans. Like you
Of
said,
course.
between the mouse and the human, you would pick the human.
But what if it was your family and my family you had to pick between? You're probably going to pick your family.
I think that's also a universal. Every single person on the planet would pick their own
Well,
family.
that's my point. Is that regardless of your value system, like if you picked your family over my family,
Right.
you still respect my family.
So that's with animals and humans. I don't necessarily know whether we could exist without eating animals, but I don't know that we could.
I have resources for you. Would you be willing to look into them? Because they actually do cover
Not
that very question.
Really, but
Okay,
yeah.
so I'll just tell you the study. If you look up anti-animal use, you can look at this live later. The title of the study is really long, so I don't want you to feel like you can't remember it. It's called Reducing Food's Environmental Impact Through Producers and Consumers. They actually looked at thousands of farms in hundreds of countries. They found that we're actually dedicating 83% of our agricultural land to raising animals and their food. And if we eliminate animal ag, we could feed more people. Right now, there's only 8.5 billion, right? We
Yeah.
could feed 10 billion people fully nutritious diets and
Just don't know
reduce
that
our
the
ag land
nutrition
use
would be
greatly.
the same. I don't know that
They did the math on this, and we would absolutely have fully rounded out
I don't know
diets.
that it would be equitable.
I just told you it would be.
Yeah, I just don't. I have to look into that because.
Can I give you resources to look into that?
I can probably go find those resources myself.
Well, I don't want to keep you here too much longer, but I just want to encourage you, maybe watch the documentary Dominion on YouTube, just so you know the standard practices. It's not a gotcha film. It's just so you're an informed consumer, so that you know when you pick up animal products, you're part of that supply and demand, and you're demanding the next individual go through that system for that product that you bought, right? You're trying to replace.
Right.
So it's important to know that. And ask yourself, if it was dog flesh instead of other animal flesh, would you feel the same compelling urge to use them, or would you
I don't know.
be
It's
more
interesting because
held
I've
back?
been to countries where they eat dog, and I've seen what it's like to live there, and I understand where that mentality comes from.
Okay, but
Because they're not well off like we are in other
do you think that they're doing it out of necessity?
I think some of them are.
Okay, well, it's actually a big festival they have, and it's something that's relatively new. It's not something out of necessity that they do
Yeah.
it, but it's okay. It's a cultural thing, and
It's also that as well, yeah.
what the bigger issue is not so much that they're using dogs and we're not. It's more that we're all viewing animals as an object to be used instead of the individuals that they are, because they're sentient.
But if it's your culture to view animals as an object to be used, and someone else is trying to impose their culture on you,
Yeah.
that is what a form of slavery. Maybe.
Does something cultural make it moral?
Well, it depends. I mean, it doesn't. But if you're imposing your culture on me, is that moral?
What if my culture is to enslave humans?
Exactly.
You should respect that?
No.
Exactly.
But also, I am just as bad as you if I forcefully impose my culture onto you.
So
Which
I'm not forcing
we
anything on
actually
anyone.
did in the Civil War, if you think about it. And that was probably one of the most unique moments in all of human history.
Yeah, because I'm sure those slave owners felt like they were being forced
Oh,
to
absolutely, yeah.
change.
So this summer I actually read I was in Washington, D.C., I read the actual words in the Lincoln Memorial, and it's really interesting because there's a part in it where he's basically talking about the war on slavery, and he says both sides believe that God is willing them to victory.
Yeah.
So both sides believe that they have the moral high ground.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. And
Yeah, for sure. I don't think people do, honestly, a lot of the bad things in our world, they don't do them to be malicious. I think they're just led down certain paths that make them think what they're doing is the right thing.
Yeah,
And
or it's a
really-
choice between two things that are morally questionable, and you don't really have I don't think there is a perfect moral scenario.
Well,
I think there is one perfect moral scenario, and it's will be brought by Jesus.
Do you think that slavery should not have been stood up against? Do you think that people should have been speaking up against it, or no?
No, I'm glad that we stood up against slavery.
Me too.
And I'm happy that we live in a country that's not tolerant to slavery or racism.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, these are things that, you know, you really have to think about morality from a holistic standpoint and not just a vacuum of just, you know, this one thing is right. And
shouldn't you also mainly focus on the victims, though, right? Their experiences and what their preferences are?
yeah, I think if you can reach out and help another person, I mean, I feel like I haven't done enough of that in my life. I would do more of that.
Sure,
if
that's
I could,
altruistic.
you
Yeah,
know?
to do more than, you know. But what if it's something like an action you're doing that's causing them this oppression? That
Yeah, I think
could
if
just
you
change your
can
habits?
just change it and it's really no impact to you, and and you're able to do that, then that's great, you know.
Could I please give you a resource card? Because I feel like you do sound like you're in alignment with the same principles. Like you care that others are able to do what they want to do, right, and not be inflicted upon by others. Like if I was doing something that I found really fun, like swinging around a sharp, heavy object, I should consider those around me. I shouldn't swing it and hit them, right? I should find a space where I can do what I want free of harming others.
I mean, I grew up in a part of the world where everyone hunted, and I'm never going to be a vegetarian. It's just probably not going to happen.
Well, what is it that is? What do you think morally is about animals that justifies what we do?
I also,
why is that okay?
at the same time, I've tried to eat less of the mass-produced meat, and
And why is that?
Because I don't think that I think it's probably more moral to buy meat from a place like this where I know the farmers not abusing the animals, and they have a fairly decent lives. I love that,
right?
but at the same time, I get that there's a lot of people who can't afford that. I can't even really afford that. So
So if you decided, let's say, in your mind that you wanted to live without using animals, there actually is a way to do it. Whole food, plant-based. You don't have to buy all these, company-made products, and you could still even support this market here.
Some of my best friends are hunters, and they'll offer me meat that they've gone out and harvested from the wild.
But why is that okay to do to the animals?
I mean, I don't really, again, see animals as being self-aware like humans.
Yeah, but they still care what happens to them. I know you think that, right? You understand that the animals care.
And
what
I
happens
also
to
think
them.
that nature is extremely cruel. Nature's crueler than any hunter will be. I think hunting does a lot for the planet. A lot of our most robust conservation laws come from hunting. Hunters care about having animals to hunt, so they make sure that we have a balance. That's the reason we have a lot of the laws that we have.
So
that
they don't do much. It's more of a recreation now, because the parks and recs, they have to support their parks, so they have recreational activities for people to do so that they have an income, and hunting is one of them. If we actually eliminate animal ag, we would have America, the land of America and Brazil combined, to allow animals to populate there, and there wouldn't be this overpopulation problem. To take someone out of, imagine you were out in the forest enjoying your day, and someone decided to take you because they just want to lick your insides, but they had options. Do you feel like that would be fair?
I mean, it happens.
But
That's
is it fair?
Bears do it.
I'm not talking about
mountain
what
lions
is.
do it.
You keep talking about what
this
is.
This is natural. This is
I'm
nature.
talking about
This
what
is
you prefer.
This is what it is.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll end it here. I don't think we're going to go any further. I just want you to recognize that just like dogs,
there are
anybody
humans
else,
that kill other humans, and that will always exist.
Yeah. But
And
we don't
the only way to stop it is to be as dangerous as the other humans.
Do you do that, or do you live dangerously?
I will if I have to.
Well, I mean, self-defense is one thing, but to
I
go
mean,
out
it's
and cause
America.
others harm just...
I do not go out and cause others
Okay,
harm.
good. I didn't know what you
But
meant
I'm just
by
saying,
that
if
then.
somebody
I'm sorry.
came to cause me harm,
Absolutely, defend yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing against
you know,
self-defense. What we're speaking about is
I
when
think
you
if
have
an
a
animal
choice...
defended itself, then
So there was something I was trying to say earlier, and I'll say it really quick because, again, I've helped you here a while. Moral agents, right? You and I are moral agents. There's moral patients like children. Children may or may not understand morality, and they're going to absolutely do things that are immoral because they don't understand yet, right? They're bumping into boundaries. So because they're vulnerable, we see it as a moral obligation of the moral agent, the adult, to protect the moral patient, the one that's more vulnerable. Animals are much the same. So when we look at them tearing each other apart, when we see them doing these things that we deem immoral, right, they're not coming from the same understanding as us. They're coming from an understanding that they're doing what they need to survive, or it's an instinct or something that's been, in their genetic makeup to survive a harsh environment. We have intelligent, we're able to communicate with each other, which is an advantage, but it's not something that should be held over a vulnerable individual. It's a strength that we should use to protect the vulnerable, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think that I don't have a moral obligation to protect someone else's children.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Maybe not protect, but at minimum not exploit.
Sure,
right?
sure, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's all we're trying to say.
Again, that's a human child who will grow up to be as self-aware and sentient as you and I.
I could give you an example. I just don't want to hold you here too long.
Sure.
What about a child that will not grow to adulthood? That maybe has mental cognitive. And I understand this is an extreme
case.
That's
a bit of a red herring.
But go with me here. Just go with me here. Why would we respect them? I think we should, but I want to understand, why do we respect these vulnerable individuals?
We don't necessarily, and we haven't throughout history.
Why should we?
I think the parents of that children have as much reason to protect their children as the parents of...
Why should you respect us? Say someone's in a wheelchair coming by and their parents are just taking them on a walk. Why should you respect that individual in the wheelchair?
Because it's the law.
Just the law's holding you back? I feel like there's more. You're a good person.
I mean...
Say there's no laws, right? Like, you would still find it immoral.
They're not harming me.
Right.
They're staying out of my way. Yeah. I can stay out of their way. Like...
Yep. And you don't need to use them. And they care what happens to them. That's all we're saying. You're on the same page.
Culturally, I mean, that's my comment about the law. Is like, culturally, that's what we've adopted as a culture to...
Even in a culture where people found it okay to exploit and use a human that was deemed lower in some fashion.
I wouldn't want to be a part of that culture, but I'm not going to come in and enslave those people because I don't feel that what they're doing is right.
But we can speak up about injustices, right? We can say that's not right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if you disagree, I mean, you're doing it right now, and I applaud you for standing up for your values and for trying to
what I'm doing is I'm
trying
to live how I would want my oppressor to live. So if I were the animal, I would hope that somebody was at least not demanding my exploitation, but maybe even advocating for me. And that's why I'm here, is because that's what I would hope is happening if I was...
I just don't think they're thinking about it that deeply.
Oh, they're probably not.
I think they're like running for their lives until they find like some nuts, and then they're eating the nuts, and then they're running for their lives again.
That's why I use the example of a human that may not have their full cognition, right? Because even in that case, even if that person was unaware of it, it's still
I'm just like thinking about, like, if I suddenly found myself alone in the middle of the wilderness, I wouldn't be any different than an animal, except for eventually I would come up with like traps and things that I would need to use to kill the animals so that I could survive.
Yeah, that's similar to the self-defense argument you brought up. Absolutely understandable. In a survival situation, you do what you got to do. I mean, you could even say, if I had a human baby with me and I was trapped for so long, you could justify eating that human baby. Immoral still, right?
I don't know if I could ever bring myself to do that.
I don't know if I could either, but in the hypothetical of imagining you're so desperate, that could be understandable.
Could have some sympathy maybe for somebody who did that.
But someone who then maybe came to a situation where they had choice and then demanded that a baby be alive.
Nobody would have sympathy for that. Yeah.
So that's just all. That's all.
Okay.
Did I give you a card? I want to give you one. Give you the card.
All right.
The colorful side is the documentary if you choose to watch it. The other side is our Facebook group if you want to find us. But if you want to watch the live, just look up anti-animal use on YouTube and you can see how our conversation was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I do want to really appreciate that you came up to talk to me and you spent this much time too. Usually it's only like 5-10 minutes, but you had a lot of good points to bring up.
Okay.
And I really just felt, I don't know, it was a good conversation. So I felt compelled, and I respect you. You sound very empathetic and open.
Well,
so
I respect you as well.
Thank you. And enjoy the market, and just ask yourself, how many more animals do you want exploited, and if it's for you, and if it's more than zero, or if it's 0 or less, that means you have to go vegan. But if you want more animals exploited for you, you just got to think about that system that they're stuck in.
I will definitely think about it, and I have thought about it, and I understand it's not exactly black and white.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate you taking the resources and talking to me. You have a good rest of your day and enjoy the market.
You too.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Or see you around. It was long, but it was good. It was good.
All right, well, I gotta head out. My
Okay.
phone's almost up. Sorry,
Okay.
I was kinda-
Don't be sorry. I appreciate you being here. Honestly, having more numbers makes us feel more comfortable anyway, so I really appreciate Nick is stepping out, so I'm saying goodbye. But, I was going to say, you come say goodbye to everybody.
Sorry, I did no activism today. I drank too much coffee on the way here, so I'm kind of like, yeah.
Oh, tell them about your channel, Grass-Fed, so they can go check out when you do talk.
Yeah, I'm mostly on TikTok, Grass-Fed Human. I do have a YouTube and an Instagram. I sometimes post on Instagram. I don't really post on YouTube. I've thought about it. I don't know what to post.
TikTok's where you're at now.
Yeah, but honestly, I might start just reposting some of my
That's what I do.
TikToks on YouTube. I feel like so.
I honestly post everything across all my social medias. Yeah.
All right, well, I gotta head out. But
Appreciate you being here. I'm sorry the coffee got to you, but I'm glad you were here.
It's all right. So next Saturday I just won't drink any coffee.
Be asleep. All right, go.
All right. Well.
All right, Nick.
Good luck. I mean, I guess you guys are almost done though. So.
Yeah, we're about to end here. It sounds like I see the market all closing up. Oh wow. Okay, it's because we've had long conversations today, but
Several ones that have been like 20 plus minutes.
yeah, really long ones. But that's good. Sometimes those people, yeah, exactly. So it's okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, I guess the next 15 or so minutes goes well, and I will
Thank
see
you.
you guys.
All right, Nick.
Saturday.
See ya.
I'll be at there's the visual Friday, right? I saw that.
The vigil, yes, on the 19th. Yay! Hell yes! All right, you have a great day. Yes, you guys, December 19th, Anti-Animal Use will be participating in Mel and Steve's live stream project. Thank you. Like the words wasn't coming to my brain. Yeah, live stream project number 6 is what we're on, and we're gonna go in front of the Foster Farms factory, the slaughterhouse in Kelso on the 19th at 7 a.m. We're gonna be out there, and we'll be live showing you the individuals that are going in, and it's gonna be hard. I'm honestly I'm worried about how emotional I'm gonna get because you can't do anything, and you're gonna watch these individuals going in there inevitably, and it's just
bearing witness to this injustice.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the purpose of being there is for them to tell them we're sorry that you're in this and that we're fighting for you, that we're here trying to stop this. So, but should we do one more conversation?
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go? Do you want me to go?
I want to go.
You want to go?
I want to do one more. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep it short because maybe we can fit 2 in.
I was gonna say if we can fit 2 in, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you want me to kind of walk by around 10 minutes or something?
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Just
Circle.
kind of
do a circle at
circle.
5, and then yeah.
Make it look like you're.
And it is what time? I don't know what time it is.
I'll hold the sign.
But we'll know. Hello. Let me make sure I'm in it too. All right. Hello. Hello. It's like a 5-minute conversation. Perfect. Are you okay with being on YouTube Live? Okay, perfect. We'll just step in frame really quick and we'll figure it out. Cool. All right, I'm Elvin. Nice to meet you.
I'm Sienna.
Nice to meet you. Do you think the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless? It's going to start with some easy questions and then we'll get into the bulk of it. What if they are stronger than the person they're oppressing? And more intelligent? Still doesn't make a difference? No. What do you think about the animals that we oppress, for food or entertainment?
I mean,
Or would you agree that we are oppressing them?
yeah, I think the meat industry is pretty dastardly. They have some pretty bad stuff going on.
Yeah.
But also they are animals, so they need different things than us.
Would you say that living a life where you don't contribute to that industry is more in line with your morals, or the opposite?
Yeah, definitely.
more in line. Would you be open into like looking into resources to find out like how you can do that?
Yeah, I mean, we're actually really close to like 3D printing meat. We can do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
at like $9 for a burger patty now, which is really cool.
Which is and as the more focus we put towards those efforts, right, to minimize the animal agriculture industry and boost like just efforts towards well-being for everybody, we can find even better things and more stuff to technologically advance us towards that position. Do you know what veganism is?
Yeah.
What does veganism like mean, or like what have you heard so far about veganism?
Just like not eating any animal products at all.
Yeah, that's part of what we do as vegans. It's more of like a moral stance against the exploitation of animals, and so it's just like knowing that I wouldn't want to be used, like knowing you wouldn't want to be used, just like those cows and chickens and fish and birds don't want to be used as well. And then like what we do personally like out here is we just raise awareness for these for these people, these animals, giving people resources on how to live a vegan life, which is just a life that does not perpetuate the harm towards those beings. Would you be interested in like learning more about that at all?
Maybe. I mean, I think I try my best not to support like the meat industry at all. I use a service where I can get most of my meat from independent, like really small farms, which I think is like the best way to do it because, you know, they have like a family who takes care of them.
Yeah, it can seem like their lives are like, you know, a little bit more full of joy. Like they have, you know, maybe more moments of happiness. Would you say that it's still wrong to use them though? Like even though they're on a farm and they're happy, like since we're looking at them as a product, like even though like they're nice and they're pets, like just because we're nice to somebody that we're using doesn't mean that like it's okay that we're using them.
That's true. I mean, if I put myself in the position of like one of the farm animals on like a farm that was really big and I could just like run around all day, and then at the end of my life when I was getting really old and weak, they would put me down for meat. Like for me that's good because I hate the thought of getting old, but I think that's maybe just a personal thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like each person has their own preference, like with what they want to do with their life. The problem is like we can't get consent from them, you know, animals at all. And if you do look into it, a majority of the animals they're slaughtered very early in their lives. I actually have like a folder here. One second, let me find the page because it shows the animal's life expectancy, and at which they're like killed. I should bookmark the page next time, but basically animals they're just slaughtered so early in their life that it doesn't really matter like when we're doing it. It's still so early. If they were in the wild, they would live much more free and much longer. Maybe not the animals that we've selectively bred to do what we've expected them to do, but if they were wild, they would live a much longer life. And so again, like it doesn't really matter how well we treat somebody that we have in captivity, because that's what it is. Like these animals, like we're holding them in a certain area, expecting them to produce something for us, and the only way to not exploit anybody is to go vegan and to stop demanding exploitation for you personally. And I believe that I feel like you seem like a compassionate person who does care about animals, and I just encourage you. Do you have a card? Yes. In your pocket.
I'm sorry.
On this side, it'll show you a documentary, and I just encourage you to watch it because it'll show you like what happens, standard practice, every day. And as long as you still eat meat or like, you know, accept meat dishes from like other people, like you're still a part of that system. And then there'll also be a bunch of resources that help you figure out how to step out of that system and not be a part of like the animal suffering. If you want to get into that, I don't know if you want to take it. Yeah, and so if you could say one thing is stopping you from being vegan, what would it be?
Probably like bread products. Like,
Bread?
Yeah.
I would. Well, if you look at the, I don't know if that resource has any, but if you follow, I don't know. There's a lot of recipes out there. There's like a ton. I'm trying to like think of certain one. You could look at like Derek Sarno on YouTube. He makes a bunch of stuff. There's just a lot of recipes, and just like how I was saying, advancement towards like technological things and like lab-grown meat. Like if we can do that, we can definitely like make bread, in other ways without using milk and stuff like that. So yeah, I just encourage you to look into those resources and think about how many, how the animals also matter to you, and just don't forget about them, because like every day that you live plant-based, you're saving animals. Yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say. Can I ask you a question, I guess? How many animals would you like to be exploited for you in the future, like after this conversation?
I hope none.
None yet? And the only way to do that is by just going plant-based. Maybe until you watch that documentary, like if you just don't buy any meat or dairy or eat any meat or dairy until you watch that documentary, they say that actually being plant-based until you watch it, like it'll help when you do watch it. It helps you feel not so maybe like attacked by what they're saying, or like it'll help you just like be in the right headspace to really accept like how those animals are feeling and the factual information they're giving you when you do watch it. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you. Okay.
How'd it go?
I
What happened?
think that was better. It was quicker than I've done them previously. She seems open-minded, at least, willing to watch the resources, and she just seemed like she wanted more information or needed more information about things. Like she wasn't really like too against veganism. Like she doesn't like hate vegans. She's not an anti-vegan, but she just like maybe needed more info. I hope I did a good job of giving her info. If not, she has the card and it'll be good. I tried to make her feel comfortable with the fact that she's not vegan, because I don't know. I didn't want her to think I was judging her. I felt like it might have seemed like it was getting to that point, but
I'm sorry, I'm getting really distracted. There's a guy you probably see, he's like walking around yelling.
Yeah.
He's like a regular.
Let's see.
He's starting to get a little. We should probably
call it there.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's almost 2.
Yeah, it was weird when she said the bread thing, because I was like, I didn't really know what to say, because I was like, a lot of bread is vegan. So,
Ian, can you please make Genderless Enigma a mod? And if you can't, I'll do it later, but go on to my page for the anti-animal use, just pull it up, go into the live, and then add Genderless Enigma as a mod.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I think I'm done now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I didn't get to hear.
It was all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was
Well,
open-minded.
right on. Well, that's good. I like having open-minded people think about this at minimum. So,
Going for one more?
do we want to go for one more?
I don't care.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do you guys want to do
We're
it?
always like, we could be here like another hour.
That's true.
But, like,
I'll go.
Do you want to do outreach? You want to hold the sign? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
hold
do
the sign for you.
Okay. All right, I'm trying to get one more in.
I'll be on this side of you.
Okay. I can usually make them shorter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can shut people down in a nice way. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
No. We get like
Yeah.
My last one, I was doing a little shorter.
Yeah.
I was being a little more short, but I wasn't trying to like be short with her.
Right. It's about time and efficiency,
Yes.
not so much a personal attack. Or
Yes.
anything.
There was a guy standing over here a few minutes ago that looked really curious, but he's gone now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll stand here for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Got some good salsa music going on today in the background.
There you go. Yeah, we'll get multiple signs out there. Someone will talk to you.
Oh my gosh.
Someone will talk to you.
Not him though.
Not that
No, not him. Yeah, signs.
Then where's Danny Crump? Where's Mr. Crump?
Want to answer a few questions?
Time for conversation.
We're gonna hook them. We'll find
Yeah, yeah.
Smile like way back.
Yeah.
I always end up there, and then I'm like, I shouldn't be though.
Do you want to answer a few questions?
He's busy eating an apple at least, not some other type of food.
Yes, at least.
Earlier, Elvin and Cooper and I were standing there while you were on, and some guy came up to us, and he was like slobbery, eating some sort of poor soul in this thing that was like supposed to be a sandwich. It was so disgusting, and he was like, ugh, and he was like, yeah, his mouth was open.
There was lots of flesh.
It was disgusting. Yeah.
Time for a conversation.
Okay. Well, give him a couple more minutes and then.
Come stop.
Yeah.
Do an interview if you got free food. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, you'd be surprised what's still good in the garbage can that people throw away.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm not allowed to feed squirrels anymore, but I find French fries. I tell you what, that's probably their favorite.
Aww.
You could give them a ton of them.
Just do it in secret.
It's amazing they can eat 10 times their size.
Yeah.
Give me, I give them those, like those, what was those potato chip ones? Those French fries, were they?
Oh,
they look at you like, what? They don't even touch them. The straw ones, right?
Yeah.
And usually down third, I find like they could throw out like French fries at the Hawaiian shop, and they throw out the French fries, eat the food. So they're sitting on top, I'm like, well, let's see the squirrels up.
Yeah.
They chow it like corn on God.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and they only like 2 or 3 of them. They'll still look at you like, is that it?
Yeah.
Really?
Have a good day. Go vegan.
Yes. I actually saw someone love peanuts over there. I was
Yeah,
like,
there's peanuts over there.
Yes. We have very destructive squirrels. They tear up the railing at our house, but we still give them peanuts.
Our squirrels have been very, very
They've been
nice.
very naughty, the squirrels
But
at
very
home.
naughty lately.
We love them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to share how they're naughty.
Somebody's having a coronary with their horn. Oh, they just.
Yes. Oh, yes. They do like to pee and poop everywhere. They do like to do that.
Okay, maybe I won't be putting these peanuts on the windowsill next time.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want that to happen again.
When I was growing up, I would go camping and I'd sit there in a chair with peanuts on my shoes and wait for them to come.
I made a squirrel friend one time.
A squirrel friend?
They were a Douglas
Oh my
squirrel,
God.
and they would crawl up here. They'd crawl on my clothes, and they'd come and grab the peanut, and then they'd look at me, and then they'd go and crawl, and then they'd go dig a hole and stow it away.
Oh my God.
It was, and I knew it was the same individual because I would come back to that same park, and they would do the same
Same thing.
over and over.
Oh
They knew
my
you.
God, that's so sweet.
You said they've been peeing on our door though.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, little stickers.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll probably just call it here.
Yeah, we tried.
We tried. You are fun.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's
Yeah.
starting to pack up too.
Yeah, people are packing up.
Hey, do you want to answer a few questions?
Live on YouTube.
I gotta go.
Okay.
You don't gotta sign anything.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we tried. All right, guys. So we're gonna say goodbye for now.
Thanks for joining us.
Cooper, I don't know if you want to say goodbye. We're gonna end the live here at the PSU Farmers Market. We actually had a lot of good conversations, and yeah, feels good, and also like I'm gonna get stuck. But anyway, I think we had a great time. I think that we did really well. I think we opened a lot of minds, actually. I think we had a lot of good conversations.
Yeah.
It was
We
a
learned
successful day.
people are making changes. There was somebody who had a conversation a couple weeks ago here who was eating vegan since then. So,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did. We had
Can't
someone
forget
that,
that.
exactly.
That's a big win.
That's a huge win. Yeah,
That's a lot of-
exactly. And we don't even know how many people are actually also doing that.
Yeah. If he was eating some animal products each day, there's been several victims already.
Yeah, that
who aren't-
girl I just talked
who
to, she
weren't
agreed to be plant-based until she watched the documentary. So yeah.
Yes, I love it. That is always a success. So, all right, guys, awesome. Anti-animal use out. Remember that veganism is the moral baseline. Activism is the action. So it is great. We need to stop demanding someone's exploitation, but it's just not moving fast enough. We need to speak up. So everyone do your part. It may not be specifically this talking one-on-one, but do what you can, do what your talents are, what your skills are, and utilize those to help others. So appreciate y'all being here. Thank you to my mods that are in the chat. Thank you to all the vegans. And you guys have a great vegan day.